right, all right. I think, are we live? Yes, we are live. We are live, we are locked in, we are ready to go. Yo, what's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome to the stream. Today is Friday, JoJo Friday, June 20th, 2025. Another glorious day. That is just awesome. That I'm so much looking forward to. When it comes down to just talking about the topics, man. There's so many different stuff, so many different rumors, so many different information, so much different things to get into today, man. From the third-party report that we got, from the kind of, not even the third-party report that we got, from the I would say the pushback on that third-party report from someone where the source actually, or the report actually pulls their data from. We got information on potential ports, Lies of P, Stellar Blade, Final Fantasy 16. Like, the list goes on. Like, it's just a bonanza. Speaking of a bonanza, Donkey Kong got a huge Nintendo Direct focused on it, or Direct focus on it. So we're going to talk about that. There's so much stuff to go over right now, man. Like, I actually have been, like, backed up on different videos to make and different things to do. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff and content to go over for today. So I'm looking forward to it. But first, let's go ahead and say what up to everybody here in the chat. Then we'll get into all that. Shout outs to Valerie Valentine. Thank you for the subscription about 18 minutes ago. Appreciate that. I'll play that if you're still around. So thank you so much, Valerie. Appreciate the subscription. All right, let's start off first with my man, Dior. He's always here. Dior, he's good.
Another day, another panic.
Another day, another panic. Yes, and it's going good. Justin, thank you. You saved the weekend for me. I got the Express SD memory card. I got it in the mail today. Came around 1 o'clock my time. So thank you. I really needed that because I could not find another one. They were like all sold out everywhere. And I have a Yakuza 0 video that I really need to get done. And I needed that SD card because I just didn't have enough space with the other stuff. And I can finally start working on other content for you guys when it comes to backwards compatibility stuff. Because now I don't have to worry about the space and constantly having to delete and re-download. I can fit it all on the memory card that Justin got me, or that he sent me. He had an extra one, so he sent me one in the meantime. So thank you so much, Justin. I just got done downloading Yakuza 0, so you guys should have a video on that very soon. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing more stuff now that I can actually have the memory to be able to be lazy and not have to delete and re-download. I mean, there's plenty of space for games, especially Switch 1 games, but I don't really feel like deleting and re-downloading, so because I'm being lazy right now. So yeah, so shout out, thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. Thank you for the $3. First dono of the stream. We got full combo rewards and effects and details going in for today's stream. But yes, another day, another panic, another probably misplaced panic too, because we're gonna go over that. David V, what's good? Welcome to the stream. Party Man Cart World is here. General Zamora, Mustache Man, what is good? Nintendork, what is up? Nin128, shout outs to Nin128. Wait, I thought we specifically speculated it was probably not coming. Wait, I thought we speculated. Who's we? I'm talking about what developers said. So this is coming from some speculation from the developers, not us. So what the developers say, that's more important than what we speculate. What's more important is what they say. So if they speculate, then we can talk about it. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter what we think. It's matter what they think. Jazzy Jefferson with the 30 months. Thank you so much, Jazzy Jefferson. Shout outs, man. But what's up, Rob? Welcome to the stream. Cold K, what's good? Billy B, 37 says, yeet. Welcome. David V is here once again. Dr. Birdie, Kaoken. What's up, man? David Dampier is here. What is good? CBH for God says up. My man Speedy, good luck on the stream today. Thank you, man. DOA, I appreciate that. El Hincha Del Dragon. What's up, man? Rock on. Let's see here. Montana, yes, you are here and you are live, locked in, ready to go. Element Nullified. What's up, Element? You know some stooge from Square Enix. I don't believe it's Square Enix. You guys think I didn't do my own research? You guys don't think I didn't do my own research and reach out to a few different potential people that maybe I know or I don't know? I reached out. It's not Square Enix. It's not Square Enix. I think I know who it is. I don't want to blame them or sit there and say who it is, but I have a good idea of who said that. In terms of like, it was beyond our lowest expectations. I think, once again, I don't have a source. I do not have a source. I think it's IO Interactive with Hitman, World of Assassination. I think it's that game. Because that's a European developer. Christopher Dring, game business, European ties. I'm just connecting the two. So I think it's them. And that would be the one where they spent like, they had a big old, Hitman World of Assassination, big game, coming over. It was marketed a bit. And that game, I don't think it's doing very well. I think that might be the game. I don't think it's Sega. I don't think it's Sega with their games. Based off of what they said online, on Twitter, talk about Yakuza 0, based on them just trying to get it into more hands. People saying, hey, look, thank you for, for joining us on building a new platform. I don't think it's Sega. I don't think it's Sega. I think it's IO Interactive. Because I think they're going to be the most willing to talk. I don't think it's a Japanese developer. So I think it's a Western developer. And if you look at where Christopher Dring is, I think it's Europe. So you have to kind of isolate, okay, well, who's making games in Europe? And whose game didn't do well? Whose game you think didn't do well? So basing it off of what everyone is playing, what I'm seeing, I have not seen a single person on my friends list, or really anybody, talk about Hitman. So I'm thinking it's Hitman. So yeah, that's my deductive reasoning and poking around a little bit. I also looked through the sales charts for the Switch. I looked through what people are talking about. I did key searches. I looked at a lot of different things just to kind of make sure that I speak about this intelligently, without, I'm not just going to blurt out random stuff. And from what I've seen, Hitman probably has, out of all the big games on Switch 2, Hitman probably has the least amount of people talking about it from what I've been able to gather. Now, once again, this is purely 1,000% speculation on my end. 1,000% speculation. So do not take it as fact. Just another three.
Hitman is the only game I haven't heard much about, plus reviews were meh.
Yes, I do think it was IO Interactive, and I do think they'd be the most willing to talk as well. I don't think it was a Japanese developer. Square Enix, at first I said I thought maybe it was Square Enix, but if you go on the eShop, so eShop is a pretty valuable resource because a lot of people buy games digitally on the eShop. So if you go on the eShop and you look at the top 15 games, what's up, man? And the top 15 games are this for downloads. It's number one Mario Kart World, number 2 Cyberpunk, number 3 Fantasy Life. So that leaves out level 5. Their number 3 rated game, or in terms of it's not Sega. It's not Sega, Elias. Number 3 is Cyberpunk, or sorry, number 2 is Cyberpunk. Number 3 is Fantasy Life. Number 4 is Tears of the Kingdom Upgrade Pack. Number 5 is No Man's Sky. Number 6 is Breath of the Wild Upgrade Pack. Number 7 is Deltarune. Number 8 is Split Fiction. Number 9 is Street Fighter. Number 10 is Tears of the Kingdom, the full game. Number 11 is Breath of the Wild, the full game. Number 12 is Bravely Default. That's why I don't think it's Square Enix. They're number 12. They're not doing too bad. Number 13 is Welcome Tour. Number 14 is Guardians of Azuma. Number 15 is Fast Fusion. So out of the top games here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So out of the top 15 games, yeah, is it, or top 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so out of the top 15 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 third-party titles. 9 third-party titles in the top 15 that are selling above games like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, the full installs. We know those games are doing good too. So I don't think it's EA. I don't think it's I think it's IO Interactive. That's who I think it is. When it comes to the other games itself, like Split Fiction or like Deltarune or some of these other third-party games, I actually think they're doing just fine. I don't really think that they're doing terribly bad in sales or anything like that. I do think that there was a little bit of an exaggeration on the game business and Christopher Dring's part to drum up clicks on his new that's his new startup. So he wanted to drum up the the clicks and stuff like that. So I do think there's a little bit of gamesmanship there. Do I think that some third-party developers have bad sales? Sure, of course there's some third-party developers. Some third-party developers have bad sales on Xbox, PlayStation. Lots of third-party developers have bad sales. But do I think that it's just, oh my god, no games are selling? No, not based off the eShop, not based off the top 15 games, 9 of them being third-party titles. No, I think that it's just people overreacting. And I think that based off of doing some digging and some research, looking through, it definitely seems like people are overreacting a bit. Now, also, what's his face? Oh my gosh, Matt Piscatella, who works at Circana, where they pulled some of the data from, he also said that this is an overreaction, that the sales are actually way higher, obviously, than Switch 1. Switch 1 didn't launch with a lot of third-party games, but the revenue share, or the split between Nintendo first-party and third-party, is around 40%, so it's actually not too bad, and that it's way too early to be jumping to conclusions and all that. The system's barely been out 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. So after doing some digging and some research, looking at some other things, I think that as time goes on, as the Switch goes up in sales, as some of these games get discounted, you're going to start seeing these other games do better as time goes on. So time will tell. But yeah, after doing some research, it was a bit played up for clicks, which is fine. And then people ran with it, started saying everything's flopping. That's not true. Based off the eShop, that's just simply not true. In my opinion, at least, from my estimation. Yes, people are actually buying Welcome to them. All right, let me continue on here. Let me get some of you guys' comments, though, and then we'll move on to the next topics and all that. So we'll get what you guys have to say, too. All right. Shout outs to Justin as well with another $3 dono. Says, yeah, he talked about Hitman as well. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the 3. Justin, with the $6 total, you are now running away with the Hokage lead. Let's go. Anybody at 6 or more, you can be up, my man. Justin on the board. Hey, OJ, brother, not able to join the podcast tonight. It's all good. Take it easy, brother. Appreciate you. Justin with another $3 dono.
Hitman is also historically discounted a lot.
Yeah, they actually put it on sale for damn near next to nothing on Steam, right before it came out on Switch 2. So that's who I think it is. I don't think it's Sega with their games. I think Sega knows that their games are going to sell over time on Switch 2 like they did on Switch 1. So I don't believe that it's Sega. Although I do think Sega maybe thought that Sonic would be a little bit better, but there's no upgrade path for Sonic. So I'm not sure what they're thinking. Plus they had a couple other games, but Yakuza 0, maybe they thought that was going to do a little bit better. But once again, they posted on Twitter, hey, look, thanks for joining us. We're looking forward to grow the platform, and all that. So I don't think it's Sega. I personally don't think it's Sega. Let's see here. What's up, Yoshi? Welcome. Yoshi, did you get my email? I emailed you back, the Discord. You good? Brother, who the hell buys multiple games after buying $500 console? Third parties will do better with time. Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it is a little bit of a overreaction. As time goes on, as more people kind of get in, as more discounts kind of come in, then we'll get the sales will go up. But I don't think all third parties are doing terrible. No, not based off the eShop at least. Because once again, you have games like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild that we know are doing really good, right? Or Nintendo first party games. We know those games are doing good, and we have third party games above them. So for example, a game like Fantasy Life, that's above it, or Cyberpunk, that's above a lot of Nintendo's first party, like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, which we know are doing well. So that's the problem that I have, is that when you look at the eShop and kind of when you look at stuff down, there are obviously plenty of other games outside of the ones that I mentioned, right? There's 9 third-party games out of the top 15. There are definitely more games. I mean, there's there's a bunch of other games, right? Like the Sega games that launched, Hitman, other titles. Maybe those aren't doing as well. But to sit there and say that all third parties are flopping, that's not true. I don't believe that to be true. Not based off of the actual facts that we can look at least. Not just percentage numbers. Once again, somebody that has a start. Not trying to say that Christopher Dring doesn't know what he's doing, but clearly there was a little bit of clickbait mixed with some actual data. But of course, they can't tell us the actual sales numbers. But I don't think it's anything super crazy or out of the ordinary for a brand new platform. Most platforms don't get sales checked 2 weeks after they come out. I don't think that happened for Xbox and PlayStation. So yeah, that's my estimation. Let's see here. Gaming Mariner, what's up, Gaming Mariner? Welcome. Do you think it's reasonable for people to be complaining about Nintendo is releasing 8 to 4-year-old games on Switch 2? Do I think it's reasonable for people? People can complain about whatever they want to complain about. I don't know what game is 8 years old on the Switch 2. I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe what game is 8 years old that they released? But I mean, sure, if you want to complain about that, you can. Let's see here. Street Fighter 6 is the game key card is doing very well. I don't know if Street Fighter 6 is doing very well, but Street Fighter 6 is doing well. What we can estimate is that from the eShop sales and from it at least showing up a little bit on I think UK sales. It also showed up in Famitsu. It seems to be doing okay from every estimation. So Street Fighter 6, a big game, pretty good history there. That game seems to be doing well. I think it's doing okay. Capcom has talked about how it's tournament legal and everything's good now for Street Fighter in terms of Street Fighter 6. So yeah, I'm guessing that Street Fighter 6 is doing okay from where it is on the eShop. on top of the different placements that we've seen so far for the game. But once again, we're going to have to wait for investor meetings and stuff like that for them to talk about their Switch 2 performance as well. Let's see here. What's up, OJ? How's everybody doing in the comic book conversation right now and having a good time watching you stream? Thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. What's up, Paul Gale? Welcome. Let's see here. Thought it would be a Patreon notification. Oh, I haven't checked your email. Yeah, check your email. I just sent you back an email. I'm sorry, man. I know you support, bro. I wasn't trying to ignore you or anything like that. My email just gets swamped with spam and all sorts of stuff. So I'm sorry about that. Patreon's a little weird for me in terms of even logging on and seeing messages. It's kind of weird. So I sent you back an email. I'm terribly sorry for, for not getting back to you sooner, man. My bad. Let's see here. Yakuza 0 came out in 2015. Came out in 2015. So one game is 8 years old. So you guys, should they have not released Yakuza 0 overall? Should they have not should they have not released the game? Did you not want them to release it? Is that what it was? Even though people like the game, they would like to play it on Switch 2 or whatever, should they have not released it? Let's see here. Switch 2 backwards compatibility is just too good. Got plenty to play right now without buying a lot of new games. Loving it. That is an aspect as well that some people are talking about, but a lot of people are not talking about, is that there are quite a bit of backwards compatible third-party games and obviously backwards compatible games that you can play that people are just enjoying. Once again, the system is, for some people, $500 plus, right? Depending on, memory card, depending on, obviously, you're getting a game, you're getting a game or two. I mean, it is a bit pricey at times, right? So not everyone's going to have all the money in the world to rush out there and go buy a bunch of other games that are full price, that really aren't really any discounts at this point. So there's also that aspect. Plus the English acting is new, OJ. Okay, yeah, that's true. They did have the English dub on there. That's true. That is a new thing. And they also added didn't they add like an online mode or something like that to the game? So isn't there like an online game or online part of it? So yeah. I love the Yakuza series, and Zero is a good game, just stating that it's old game that I bought, so adding the third party not doing well situation. Well, once again, I don't think that third party games are not doing well. Not based on my estimation, not based on, some of the people that I've spoke to. I don't think so. I think that there's maybe a few, and then people have spun that into all, and I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true based off of, once again, going on the eShop and looking and seeing that there are a number of third-party games that are above even Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild that are doing good. So I disagree with that assessment based off of actual facts, not, that's all. I only bought Cyberpunk and Mario Kart because I already owe a lot of money. Yeah, I know, exactly. Justin Smith says, places, I think that it's too that people are looking for anything to show that the cards are falling because they hate them so much, basically looking for confirmation bias. I do think that it's a little bit early too. I think it's way too early for sales estimations and things like that. It's only been 2 weeks, so let the system kind of get its bearings underneath it. Let the system actually be out. Let more people buy the system, because like I said, I don't remember there being 2 week sales estimations for games and for third parties on Xbox and PlayStation. So I think that back in 2020. So I think we need to just I think people just need to relax and chill. Like I said, at first, I was a little concerned when I first saw the report. I'm like, but let me dig into it a little bit more. Dug into it a little bit more, checked with a few different sources that I have, looked into it when it comes to the eShop and saw that 9 out of the 15 games are actually third-party titles. And I think that, once again, it was a little bit of an exaggeration. Also, once again, Matt Piscatella from Circana, he literally works at the place. He's the games analyst at the place that Christopher Dring was pulling some of the information from, and he says people are overreacting. So he also says that as well. So that's once again after looking through it and actually analyzing it. Once again, no shots to the game business, no shots to Christopher Dring and what he's doing, but I do think that it was a little bit exaggerated for clicks and stuff like that. That's just my opinion, at least. After doing some research, after a day or two has went by and doing some research. At least that's what I think. Yeah, Sony can get away with PS3 remake and backwards compatible games. Did not hear these early tests from outside of Japan. Yeah. Yoshi with the $5 says, all good. But yeah, I'm checking my email. Last one I got from Patreon was when I signed up. Unless it got deleted in my junk folder by mistake. Okay. Check your email, because I did send you an email. But I will check Patreon again. I will try to do that. And if it's not there on your email, I can send you another Discord link, man. I got you. So thank you for the $5 dono. That does make you the stream ninja. With the $5, we are almost at our first extension. Anybody does $5 more, you can tie up or pass it. My man Yoshi. from Down Under. Thank you so much, Yoshi. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Hey, what's up, the cool guy? Thank you for the 2 months membership. I think once Hades 2, which is the time exclusive Daemon X Machina, will get more info, I think. Yeah, absolutely. I have to go on F16. I said earlier, what I said is because remember you mentioned F16 stream ago, and you were saying the dev said something, and speculation is irrelevant. Well, I'm telling you that, no, I never said anything about the dev saying something with speculation's irrelevant. No, I'm telling you that right now we're talking about it because the devs were talking about it. So that's the reason why I'm telling you that I'm talking about it, Rob. Like whether it happens or not, whether FF16 happens or not, I don't know if it's gonna happen. But that doesn't mean we don't talk about it if the devs talk about it. You see what I'm like? Do you understand how news works? Like, sure, we can speculate. I don't think it's coming. I don't think it is. I didn't think it was coming before because of what Nate the Hate said. However, if the devs speculate on it or talk about it, or if there's news on it, then we can talk about it. That's all I'm trying to say, man. I'm not saying it's confirmed. I'm just telling you that the developers are talking about it. So that, therefore, it's news, and therefore we're going to talk about it. We can't just say, oh, well, we speculated beforehand. Well, it's not there. Well, if there's new information that comes out, then we're going to talk about it, man. That's all I'm trying to say. That's it. Let's see, considering the people keep putting off stuff and jumping to conclusions so much during the Switch 2 misinformation arc, it's not even worth reacting prematurely to these headlines. Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't, heck, I almost did a little bit. Even my video was kind of a hybrid. I didn't overreact in my initial video, but while I was editing the video, Matt Piscatella came out with information while I was editing the video. Then I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to add that part. I thought about maybe just making a separate video, but I was like, I think this topic, we got to make sure that we just get the information in on this video because somebody might not see the next video. So I put the information in on that video, which was a pain in the butt, but because I was pretty much already done. But whatever. Yakuza's never been on Nintendo in a meaningful way, and Sega wants the Japanese audience for the game, especially the latest games being turn-based, so it's okay for Yakuza to re-release. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with the re-release. So yeah. OJ, first bot Switch 2 game is going to be Donkey Kong. Your first bot Switch 2 game is going to be Donkey Kong. Okay, cool. What's up, Egomaniac? Welcome. What is good? What's up, Sweet Tea? They're really acting like when people pay $7 for a PS6, they'll buy all 10 games at launch. Yeah. I think, like I said, I think that there's definitely some concern from some third party. Let me make sure that I make this very clear. There's probably some concern. Maybe like Hitman, right? Maybe like Hitman. Maybe Sega felt that Sonic sales were a little bit low because they offered no upgrade path, obviously, and all that. And but when it comes to, like I said, 9 out of the 15 third-party games that are 9 out of the 15 of the top eShop bestsellers, that doesn't even include obviously physical sales or the game key card sales that some of them have, or the code in the box sales. Actually, I think it might, Split Fiction, it might include the code in the box sales. I think Deltarune, that's not even a key card or anything. That's just digital only, right? But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that basing it off the eShop and basing it off of what I've heard and basing it off what people are playing, what it seems like the sales are just fine. There are some games that probably flop, they're not doing well, which, once again, lots of games, not every single game sells well at launch when it comes to Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo. That's just, I don't recall every single game at the launch of the PS5 selling multiple millions and millions and millions of copies. I doubt it. So same thing with Xbox, right? So yeah, based on my estimation, I think that it's a little bit of an overreaction to 2 weeks on the market. That's my estimation. And that's also, once again, Circana, Matt Piscatella, he also said the same thing. Now, for those who don't believe me, that's okay. You don't have to believe me. But we can see it from Mr. Matt Piscatella himself. So we'll look that up too, because I have it right. Because he's not on, he got rid of his Twitter account because Twitter was acting insane. So he got rid of his Twitter account. Because Twitter people are crazy, so he said screw this and went to Blue Sky. So yeah. So anyway, here's what he had to say here on the, and once again, he is the let me tell you guys his credentials so you guys kind of know who he is first and foremost. So Matt Piscatella, he's executive director and video game industry analyst at Circana NPD. He formerly worked at Activision and Warner Bros. Games. So he says, I helped get one of your favorite games greenlit. So there you go. Okay. So he's talking about the whole situation right here. He says, I hate to contribute to the discourse, but third-party share of Switch 2 software in the US is far better than it was during the Switch 1. Once again, which makes sense. Obviously, Switch 1 launched with Bomberman, what is it? Fast RMX, I Am Setsuna. Like, it launched with like pretty much a bunch of AA to single A type games. So of course it's gonna be way better than that. But yeah, like basically he's trying to say, look, there's games selling. And then he also said third-party unit share Switch 2 physical software during week 1 reached just shy of 40%. Right after this JoJo. Just flipping the Switch.
Party sales are low. Think game keycard sales are low.
Maybe.
Question is, will game industry blame keycards or just decide that they can't compete on Switch 2? Third party never really liked Nintendo to begin with since the NES day one.
No.
History there.
Third-party developers are just going to keep on dumping games on the Switch 2 as long as it keeps selling. If the system keeps selling, they're just going to keep dumping games on there regardless. And the reason why they're going to keep doing that is because the system has an install base, right? The system has an install base. So they're just going to keep putting games on there. So I don't think third-party developers are going to blame anything. If anything, I think it was just probably one developer that was upset that their sales weren't good despite spending some time and revenue and money and developer resources on their game. So I think it's probably just, like I said, I think it's IO Interactive. I think it's the Hitman developers. I think that's who it was. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it was them. And their game probably didn't do well. I see nobody talking about that game. I did Google searches. I did Google Analytics. I looked up keywords. And in pretty much every game that I looked up when it comes to my research, like Hitman seemed to be the game that people were talking about the least. People were playing the least overall. I have not seen a single person on my, 200 something friend list, play Hitman. It's not on the eShop charts. In terms of the Switch 2 eShop charts, I don't see it anywhere. So I think it's them, but once again, I could be wrong. So it's just them particularly. When it comes to the other developers, obviously we can see the eShop sales. I don't think it's obviously not Level 5. Fantasy Life is selling great. It's obviously not like Rune Factory. That's selling good for the stock that they decided to have for the physical version, and the digital version is in the top 15. Fast Fusion, I don't think it's them. Their game is in the top 15 despite only being $15. It's based off revenue, not unit sales. So yeah, I don't really think that, I don't know about game key card sales. I don't know that game key card sales are terrible at this point. We have to kind of wait and see. But I don't know if they're terrible. I don't know if they're super good. Like Street Fighter seems to be doing okay, but then other games aren't. So I think it's really going to depend. It really depends. Thank you, Johnny, with the $5, and thank you, Flipping the Switch, with the $10 JoJo. We're going to get that JoJo animation in just a bit. So I'll reread what I said here. Third-party unit share of Switch 2 physical software during week one reached just shy of 40%. For month 1 of the Switch launch, it was less than 20%. Flipping the Switch also with the $10.
Also, Famitsu has no game key cards in the top 10.
Top 30, yeah, for
also,
Famitsu.
Matt Piscatella, notorious third-party glazer and Sony pony, suddenly a Nintendo fan now that they joined in the game industry madness? Wonder why?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've followed Matt Piscatella for years now, and I never saw him as a Sony pony and a third-party glazer. I didn't see I do not know where that's coming from. I followed and reported on what he said for years now, and I have no idea where that's coming from, Flipping the Switch. But, okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. What's up, Rajiv? Welcome. He's always been a pretty balanced dude. And he just reports on the sales numbers. I think that if he was a Sony pony glazer, I think he would have been doing just fine on Twitter. Because I think like Sony fans and Sony reporters do well on Twitter. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But thank you for the multiple donos, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. And he also says, like, it's far too early to claim best or worst, this or that. So
that dude downplayed Nintendo all through Switch 1.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I reported on what he was saying, and I did not see that. I didn't see it. I did not see that at all. Maybe I got to go back and look, but I reported on.
Looks like I arrived at an interesting moment.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing that. Like I said, I've been following him for years now. So maybe I got to go back and look, but I don't recall seeing him downplay Switch 1 all the time. He just reported on the sales. But all right, let's continue on here. Shout outs to Cybertorch with the JoJo. Shout outs to Rob Navarro with the $5. Just wanted to say I understand what you were saying in responses to what FF16. Sorry, I wasn't making sense. Much love. Hey, much love, Rob. I got you, brother. It's all good. I think there was probably a miscommunication between us, so I'm sorry about that if I came off a little weird to myself. My bad. Shout outs to Zoo with another $5, though. I appreciate that, Zoo. We're going to get you guys' donos up on the board in just a bit. So this is the main thing that I want to go over. He says, like, it's far too early to claim best or worse, this or that, whatever, whatever. When it comes to Switch 2, sheesh, this thing hasn't even been out for 3 weeks yet. So anyway, he also goes on to say, muting this one. Look, it's way too early, and the sample size of games is far too small to do any of this. My point with the stat was to point out that it's silly to try to parse out huge findings and implications with such a small data set. So if you're coming to this because someone took a post completely out of context and used to try to push some other argument, well, there it is.
How good DK looks, it's going to be quality.
Yeah, I think this part is, shout outs to Justin, thank you for another $3. I think this part's really important. He says, people are trying to take that and try to drive home some type of crazy point. Once again, at first I was a little like, okay, what's going on here? I want to know what's going on, because I thought that was a pretty good launch, right? Like Fantasy Life not doing well, some of these games not doing well. But once again, once I looked at the eShop, 9 out of the 15 games. Once Matt Piscatella came out and kind of said this, also Z-Hugh or Z-Huge or whatever his name is, he kind of came out and added some context. I think it is an overreaction to two weeks in the market. And once again, no shots to the game business, but I do think that he's trying to drum up views and clicks for his startup, because he left where he was before. I forgot exactly where he was at, someplace before, and then he started up his own thing, you know, GameIndustry.biz. GameIndustry.biz. He left there and did his own thing. So I do think that he's just trying to drum up some, some clicks and revenue, which is fine. It is what it is. But then people took that and started running with it. So overreaction, like a lot of stuff when it comes to Switch 2, like we've seen before.
Yeah, he was another Switch not powerful enough to get third-party guy. Used to irritate me.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that. I thought he was pretty reasonable when it comes to his stuff. When it comes to Switch to not powerful enough to get third party, I think that it's like when people say that, it's like right and it's wrong, right? Like when people say Switch 1 was not powerful enough, Switch 1 to not get third party, there's some instance of that being correct, right? Because a lot of times, hey, what's up, V? Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry if I have missed people here. When you look at Switch 1, in order to get a game, like a big third party game, on the system, you had to have a dedicated team. You have to make sure that you got to lock in and focus. And even then, the results were a little sketchy, right? A little sketchy on the results. Definitely there were some good games, but then there were some times where there were some problems. You obviously got to look at the cart situation, space, file size limitations, things like that, right? Then that becomes a problem. So I don't think he's 100% wrong, which I echoed that all throughout the Switch 1 era as well. Hey, look, yeah, sure, there are some games, if the developer wants to adapt the game to Switch 1, they can, but it's not some type of easy task. Now, if you look at Switch 2 definitely porting over PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, those type of games are easier. Is it still, like, hard? Yes, but it's easier than it was on Switch 1, for sure. You know?
We don't care. They can keep their unoptimized third-party
So yeah.
We ate amazing on OG Switch.
So I think that's the issue with what, him saying that. Like, listen, guys, and I said the same thing when people would complain. Remember Party Man and all the people that were here? Remember how many people complain? Why isn't this game? I'm like, guys, listen. With what Nintendo decided to do, this is the genesis of the start of it. Like this chip, the Tegra X1, it's okay for the start, but it is going to be difficult to get other types of games. Now, can developers do it? Absolutely. We saw The Witcher. We saw, Dying Light. We saw some pretty interesting Doom 2016, Wolfenstein. We saw some pretty interesting games, but those games definitely had, like I said, if you go back and look at those games, very sketchy at times, okay, but sketchy at times, right? So I think that was the problem with Switch 1. Switch 2 in a much better spot when it comes down to it. Like when people were yelling at me for Metaphor ReFantazio, I'm like, listen, guys, yeah, sure, could Metaphor come over? It could, but it's one of those things where it would probably be a pretty rough port. It'd probably be pretty rough, probably be a pretty rough port. They're probably saving that for Switch 2, so yeah. Hogwarts Legacy, pretty rough. Hogwarts Legacy, pretty rough on Switch 1. I mean, it's possible, but it's a little rough. It's a little rough. And also, one more thing. With Hogwarts Legacy, that's also a game that I actually think is doing okay on Switch 2, because you don't see it on the top 15 charts because it's much cheaper to just get the game on Switch 1, or if you already have the game on Switch 1, and then just download the upgrade path through them. I'm not sure if that shows up on the eShop or not, but the Switch 1 sales are really big for Hogwarts Legacy. It's getting a huge bump. And that huge bump is coming from people buying the game and then upgrade pathing it from there as well, or just buying the game on Switch 1 that's where it's cheaper instead of buying the Switch 2 version and just doing the upgrade from there. It was also on sale too. It was on sale for a pretty discounted price. Instead of buying it on Switch 2 for $60, you can just get the Switch 1 version and then you can just upgrade it from there and get the same game, you know? So there's also that aspect too. All right, let's tally up all this. Shout outs to everybody that dropped donos. Shout outs to Flipping the Switch, multiple JoJo boys. I appreciate that. Let's go. We're gonna play the notification. We playing it. Big love to Flipping the Switch. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let me get more. Let me tally this up, guys, so we can get the accurate count. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, I'll answer more questions though. Let's see here. I can't forget. Yeah, the port begging and complaining was astronomical for Switch 1. It was astronomical for Switch 1. It really was, dude. It was crazy. It was crazy. Shouts to Cyber Taurus. Thank you for the 10.
NP.
Appreciate that.
Man, gotta support when I can actually be here. Lol. If third-party slop merchants didn't want to put their games on Switch VH1BC, they lazy. That their problem. Saves me a game purchase.
I don't know if I don't know if it's just all laziness. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's just all laziness. I'm not so sure about that. I think developers tried as hard as a lot of developers tried as hard as they could. Switch 1 got way more third-party support than pretty much every single Nintendo system. Since the Super NES, like, I don't recall another system that has got as much third-party support as the Switch 1. Like, another Nintendo system outside of like Super Nintendo or the NES, like maybe the DS a little bit. That was before smartphone gaming. So yeah, I don't recall. I don't recall another developer, another system getting as much third-party support, you know? For me, at least. I don't see it. Shouts to Flipping the Switch with another $5 dono, man. Holy smokes, we're up to 77 on the board. Flipping the Switch, crushing it with the multiple ones. What was that? 10, 20, 30, 40. Thank you so much, Flipping the Switch. I appreciate the multiple donos, man. And thank you, Justin, with another $3 dono. And Cyber Taurus, thank you for the JoJo as well, man. I appreciate that. You guys are enjoying the conversation. I'm glad that we can have intelligent, normal conversation without getting crazy, because Twitter is absolutely wild right now. It's absolutely wild. Flipping the Switch. We got Flippin' and we got Cyber Taurus, Cyber T at the top of the Hokage board. Stream Ninja board with the 10. Anybody that's 10 or more to beat up my man Cyber Taurus and Flipping the Switch, and 40 or more to beat up my man Flipping the Switch on the Hokage board. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. 4 JoJo's, 2 on JoJo Friday. Should we hit another JoJo? Should we hit another one? I think so. We got a couple of them in there. I'll hit one more for you guys. Let's go. All right. Shout outs though, guys. Appreciate that. Let's go. JoJo boys. All right. Let's get back to the conversation here in the chat. Ports are a business decision, folks. People need to understand that. Yeah. Lost track. Speaking of third-party, Bandai needs to wake up. If Digimon game isn't on Switch 2 day and date, it'll be DOA. I don't think it's going to be DOA. I do think Digimon's going to come over later. And I don't even really think it was Bandai Namco's call. I think Nintendo told them to hold up, chill on some of your games. I think that they did. For this reason exactly that's happening right now. They don't want to explode in terms of the amount of games. But I do think that Digimon's coming over a little bit later. I do think that it is. Let's see how we feel about Right Owl on the fence. Right Owl's good. It's good. It's a very good game. It's a very good remaster of the game. So if you like the original, you'll like it. If you like SMT, you'll probably like this game. I mean, it's not perfect. I've only played just a tad bit of it, but it's not bad at all. It's definitely not bad at all. I've got it on my Switch. I have to play more of I have to play Yakuza 0 because I got a Yakuza 0 video that I gotta get done. That I gotta get in. But yeah, I got Yakuza 0 that I'm playing. I got Guardians of Azuma. I got the Street Fighter demo. I'm gonna be playing some other stuff. I got a ton of different things to play. Overall, man, it's pretty crazy. A lot of different stuff to play. I'm gonna turn this off for right now. Roger E with the $5 says happy Friday. Enjoying the stream at work. Work this evening. Loving my Switch too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate that. Twitter is not even real. It's garbage. Twitter borderlines real and like absolute fantasy land, you know? Twitter is definitely it's the in-between realm from like what's reality. I don't know if you guys have ever played Clair Obscur Expedition 33, or even other games that have done this, but it's that world where you guys know what I'm talking about towards the end of the game. It's kind of like that world right there. Like, it's in between. It's the in-between world that's just not necessarily real, but it's kind of real, but it's not really real. So yeah. Let's see here. My Guardians of Azuma Earth Dancer edition arrives on Tuesday. Nice. Let's go. So apparently Elden Ring may be on the actual physical card too. If that's the case, that's 2 strong third-party physicals for year 1. Not quite 2. That'd be 4 that we know of, because so that'd be 4. So it would be Cyberpunk, it would be Guardians of Azuma, it would be Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion, and it would be that game as well, if Elden Ring is. So that would be the 4th game in terms of third party. Obviously, all of Nintendo's first party games are on there. Let's see here. Hey, shout out to Hisaya. Welcome to the stream, man. Dude, if Elden Ring's on cards, day 1 buy for me. I don't know if Elden Ring's going to be, guys. I'm not even sure where you guys are hearing that from. I'll be honest. I've not heard that before, so I'm not even sure where you guys are hearing that from. Bad Boy Saturday, DX. Yo, what's good, man? Shout outs. Welcome. Thank you for the subscription. Shout outs to Roger. Thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate that. Let's get to a platinum combo. Can we get to a platinum combo breaker tonight? We are close, man. 18 away. Let's go. Thank you guys for your support. Xenoblade Twitter. I had to delete my entire Twitter account to save myself from seeing all the hatred there. Nice. That's funny. Still buy the case from Switch 2. Still need to buy a case. Yeah, I still need the case. I need a case too. But freaking Satisfy is taking forever on theirs. Justin and Caitlin with the $3.
A Switch 2 version of Digimon might have been leaked with the same release date. It was found on a Danish tech retailer site.
That sounds incredibly technical. A Danish tech retailer site. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll look into all this stuff for you guys, and maybe I'll make a video on it tomorrow morning. How about that? We'll look into all the latest big game leaks and rumors when it comes to Switch 2 stuff. How about that? We'll look into all of them. We'll look into it. Yeah, I'm playing a little bit of right now, but right now I gotta play Yakuza. Flipping the Switch with another $5 Ninja Peach.
Last one, then I gotta go prep for a podcast appearance.
Oh, cool.
It's speculation. Rushdog notices it's 60 gigabytes with DLC, and that Bamco splurged on a cart for Tomodachi Plaza, so why not for Elden Ring? A much bigger game.
Yeah, that's true. So, okay, that's a little bit of conductive reasoning. Like, hey, if they're going to do it for Tomodachi Plaza, which obviously is not a 64 gigabyte game. So if they're going to do it for that, why wouldn't they do it for Elden Ring? I mean, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Shout outs to Flippin' Shout outs to Sabotage with the JOJO.
As much as I would love to see Elden Ring on a physical cart, part of me would be surprised if it happened.
Yeah, me
Doesn't
too.
Feel like they could fit it on a 64 GB with everything.
They definitely could. They definitely could. Because, and the reason why I say that they could, because Cyberpunk, they were able to get Cyberpunk on underneath a 64 gigabyte cartridge. So they were able to get that. So if they're able to get Cyberpunk, it's just a matter of optimization. That's really what it comes down to. Because Cyberpunk has the Phantom Liberty DLC, which is pretty large, plus the whole base game, which is also pretty large as well. Which that game's like 170 gigabytes or whatever on PC, right? It's definitely very large. I think it's over 100 plus. So I think it's definitely possible for sure. It's definitely possible. Shout outs to you guys, man. First time platinum limit break in the house. Yes, sir. You guys know how we're doing it here. Let's go. It's 60 gigabytes with DLC on PC. Okay. So it's 60 gigabytes with DLC on PC is Elden Ring. So yeah, if Elden Ring, it can definitely happen for sure. It can definitely happen. 100% it can happen. But we have to wait and see. You guys are giving me information that I don't even know. At least I didn't see all this stuff. I didn't see what you guys are talking about. So that's interesting. I've only got a 1 terabyte micro SD card. I ordered it in April. Should be here next week. Nice. Let's go, Epic Globster. My left Joy-Con stick is already getting smooth and sticky. Smooth and sticky. Yeah. How is it smooth and sticky? I don't know what you're talking about. We'll start using grips. Justin with another $3 dono.
I have a TomTalk Switch 2 case if you need one.
Oh.
Lol, I have a lot of spare Switch 2 things. Lol.
Justin, that would be awesome that would be cool. I can do a review on it, or I can do like a live review on it too while you're at it. So yeah, hit me up on Discord for sure, and then maybe we can do some product reviews and stuff. That'd be great. So yeah, smooth and sticky. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. What's we doing with this Joy-Con? I don't know what he's doing. Let me see. My left one's smooth and sticky. I am not getting any smooth and sticky on mine, so I don't know. Then again, I do use this right here a lot as well, but I do play handheld a lot too, so I haven't gotten any smooth and sticky yet. Smooth, yes. The smooth gliding sticks, yes. Sticky, no, not yet. Hey, what's up, Pensers? Welcome to the stream, man. Walmart is restocking Switch 2's June 25th. Yes, I do know about that, Rojo Bear. I talked about that in my video today. I think this was my video today with Walmart restock. So yes, I do know about that. Good stuff. Those are the opposites. A little bit of the opposites. If people are really boycotting the key cards, you know what will happen. They'll keep doing them, but stop advertising what they are like they already did before. No, I don't think that they can, because Nintendo's made it very clear that you have to advertise it this type of way. So you have to have the label on there. That's a Nintendo mandate. If it was up to the third parties, they would have just done what they've always done, which is the same thing that they did on Switch 1, the same thing that they did on Xbox and PlayStation, where they just put little internet required. Nintendo actually gave it a name and all of that. Said, hey, look, key card. Like, it's going to be called this. That's what it's going to be called. So Nintendo actually made it to where it was so the consumer exactly knows what it is. Whereas, you know, they knew what it was on PlayStation and Xbox and Switch 1, but it didn't have a name. It was just, it's just this. This is just what it is. Nintendo gave it a name and everyone freaked out. But it's actually already a thing on Switch 1. It's already a thing on PS4, PS5. It'll be a thing on PS6. It'll be a thing on probably Xbox, the next Xbox. It's on Xbox Series. So yeah, I doubt it. I doubt that they'd actually change course. They can't. I don't think they can. Nintendo requires them to properly label what it is. Flip this from the $5 dono. So shoutouts.
Oh hell. So apparently Switch 2 removes the input lag from shmups such as Dodonpachi and Batsugun? Okay, damn it. Now that's tempting.
I'm telling you, here's what I'll say. For those who are maybe a little bit held out on this. I'm not here to convince you 100% or not. But I'll say this. If you like Switch 1, you'll probably like Switch 2. Like, that's... Switch 2, people say, oh, it's like a Super Switch. Or it's like whatever. It's appropriately named. It's appropriately named. It's not a Super Switch. It's a Switch 2. It takes everything that we knew, some things that we didn't like, some things that we liked, and it just blows it up. It blows it up to like an NES to a Super NES. Or even like a N64 to a GameCube. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm kind of looking at it. It really reminds me of the N64 to GameCube jump. That's what it reminds me of the most. So, no browser. Yeah, no browser on the Switch too. So it reminds me of N64 was, you know, first three, like, it was really rough. It was kind of the first of its kind for consoles when it comes to like a real 3D console with the movement, the analog stick, all of that for 3D gaming and all of that, right? But it was a little rough around the edges. Switch 1 was a first of its kind of console hybrid, right? That's not all digital, that plays physical games. That's a console. That's definitely a console, but it's also a hybrid that also has like Joy-Con detachable controllers that two people can play right at the same time with the screen. Like, it's very unique compared to what other people are doing, but it's a little rough around the edges, okay? Then we move to the GameCube. The GameCube was essentially the perfected N64. Still had some of its faults when it comes to online play and other things like that, but it was essentially a way better N64. And it was a true next generation platform for Nintendo, the next step up. Same thing with Switch 2. Still has some of the faults that the Switch 1 has when it comes to certain things, but at the end of the day, like, it's still significantly better, right? A significantly better Switch 1. So I kind of see it as like the N64 to GameCube jump. Same thing here with the Switch 1 to Switch 2. That's how I see it, at least. Shout out, so thank you so much with the dono, Mr. Flippin'. Thank you for the $5 dono. 45 on the board. We are out here tonight. And with us 45, we beat up my man Flippin' the Switch on the board. Let's go. One thing, they try to put smaller games on NS1 carts and require you to install the game for the system. Then it would probably have to update the system for that, though. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a thing. I don't think that they're going to do half cartridges or things like that. I don't think that they're going to. It's either you're going to have to do code in a box, game key card, or actually put it on the cartridge, or just do digital only. Those are your options. I don't think there's going to be any more half cartridges, or one, you can't do a half cartridge. One, at least not at this point, because there's only 64 gigabyte cartridge size. So you can't do a half cartridge because there's only one cartridge size that we know of right now, So yeah, that's not an option right now. Now, maybe later in the future, as Nintendo ramps up production and they kind of get a hold of this launch, and there's only one place that makes those proprietary memory cards. So you have to put in, if you want to have enough of them for everyone, you have to kind of put in what's probably going to be the most. And what's going to be the most is going to be the 64 gigabyte. That's going to house everybody's needs. Yes, it's going to be too expensive for a lot of developers, but that's going to house everybody's needs for the most part. So I don't see that happening unless Nintendo, once again, probably gets like a 32. But even at a 32, you just go up to 64. You know.
Sent you a message on Discord about the case. Also, can I get Dire Doc from
Yes.
Mario Kart World?
You can get Dire Docs from Mario Kart World. And thank you. I will check out that message as well. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate your support on the channel. You saved Yakuza 0, my man. You saved Yakuza 0. And it's a sponsored video. So you saved my sponsored. Literally, I was kind of freaking out. So you saved my video, man. I'd have to delete so much stuff because that game's like 50 gigabytes. And you saved my laziness, more like it. I mean, I would have deleted the stuff to play it, Justin. I would have done it, but you know what I mean, right? What is this BS? Lies. Street Fighter 6 having lots of input lag on Switch 2. We're not done with the lies and smear campaigns. I didn't see lots of input lag. What I saw was that it has more input delay than Xbox and PlayStation. Not a ton more, but it does have a little bit more. Yes. Yeah. No. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta tell my wife something real quick. All right, sorry about that, guys. My wife needed we have some stuff that we're doing tomorrow for like an event and all that, so she wanted to know like what she needs to do for something. All right, let's see here. I mean, you could put a NS2 game on an NS1 card. It would require you to install the game because of transfer rates. Yeah, they're not going to do that. No, they're not going to do that. I don't think they're going to do stuff like that to where, I don't think the tech is even built for it to do something like that, like from those Switch 1 cartridges. I'm not even sure if it can, to be honest. We're literally getting N64 to GameCube jump on NSO. Yo, let's go. The Nintendo Switch has always had more input lag in other consoles. Switch version is tournament legal though. Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. There is a little bit more than some other systems for sure. Astral Chain looks amazing on Switch 2. I think it looks the same, V. But the screen is nice for sure. And I think it probably holds the higher resolution than maybe the dynamic scale that it had on Switch 1. So I think that's maybe what you're seeing there. Essentially, it looks the same, but I think that it holds the higher... I don't know what the dynamic scaling is for the game, but I think it holds it at its highest level compared to Switch 1 where it doesn't. But yeah, don't quote me on that one. Let's see here. What's up, OJ? Have you tried Monster Hunter Stories 2 on Switch 2? It's insane. It's smooth 60 FPS. And the DSR never kicks in. Lack of AA actually helps it look better. It looks like a different game. I have not tried that game, but Dank Meme gave me a list of games to Switch 2 RPGs to try out in a video, and now that I have my memory card, Zero, I can do that. I can actually try that out. So let me look at the list that Dank gave me. You said it was Dragon Quest or Monster Hunter Stories 2. I don't have that on the list here. Yeah, that's not on the list. So I'm gonna add that to the list. Monster Hunter Stories 2. So yeah, I'm gonna add that to the list so I remember. I got a lot of games here to check out. He gave me a nice list of games to check out. So yeah. What's up, J2 Kart World? Welcome. What is good? Please insert cart 2. Extra double carts. Let's go. What's up, Superpower Man? What's up? Is that Symphony of the Nightist? I like that. I love that name. Yep, even the demo transfers to the main game if you want to start. Well, I've already played Monster Hunter Stories 2, so I've actually already played it. So I can definitely just start up my save file from there, you know, because I've already played. I put a ton of time into the game. Actually, I did a live stream with Roger's Base. Nintendo had us do a live stream like with Roger's Base. Who was it with? It was with Roger's Base and somebody else, or I forgot. But you can go watch my live stream with Monster Hunter Stories 2. We did the multiplayer, which was very fun. Very good multiplayer. Let me double check though, because I'm pretty sure you might want to check out me playing that. But that was on Switch 1, so obviously Switch 1 not quite the same. Let's see here. So Monster Hunter Stories. Yeah, I gotta check that. I didn't know it run. Did it run at an uncapped frame rate? It's another one people aren't. Yeah, here we go. I played with Roger's Base back then. Man, I've known Roger for a hot minute. This was so long ago. This was years ago. Shout out to Cybertaurus with the
I think I remember you mentioning this, but if I like Persona and SMT, Raida would be something I might like.
Yeah, yeah. Although Raida is action RPG, but it uses the same, you know, the demons. Like, so if you like the demons that they use, this one has that as well. But it's an action RPG. It's not a turn-based RPG. Here's my Monster Hunter Stories live stream with Roger's Base. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to Roger's Base. Man, I've been knowing this dude for a hot minute, dude. We're getting old. So that was back in that was 3 years ago. Actually 4 years ago. July 28, 2021. So me and him, we did a live stream where we played the game. He was on, I think he was on a Discord call with me. So we played the multiplayer. So yeah, check it out. I think we played for like a good 2-3 hours we played. So it was not bad. Not bad at all. You see Metroid Prime ad here in London? Yes, I already did. I covered that in today's video, Rajiv. So yeah, it was just a mistake. So yeah, we covered that already. Yo, Green Ninja, thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the village. Let's see, the amount of people that I see complaining about not having OLED screen is amazing. The LCD screen in Switch 2 looks better than the OLED model, in my opinion. The graphics are better. And I don't really think it's like a bazillion people. I think it's just a really loud minority on Twitter. But most of the people that have the Switch 2, the people that are complaining about OLED screen are probably going to buy the Switch 2 the way that it is. And the reason why I say that is because you've got $1,000 or near $1,000, you know, ROG allies that don't have an OLED screen, right? We got the new ones, like the new Xbox system isn't going to have it. And I think the problem is that the VRR and the features, the 120 FPS, that's the problem with getting an OLED screen with that. That's what we've seen so far with the OLED screens. So it's hard to get those and all the features set on there for a decent or a reasonable price. Cybertaurus, thank you for the JoJo though. So we're gonna definitely add that in. What's that? Puts up 126. You guys are going crazy right now. Yo, gonna get to 1.5, 2 platinum combo. Let's go. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate you guys. Let's get that. Let's get this right here. Let's get the JoJo. Let's go. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. My bad, guys. Let's go. Here we go. I'll play late, but it's all good. It's all good. We still do it. We messed up, but that's okay. Messing up like some of these third parties. They should rename it Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Overdue. Yes, that would be a great name for it. I think I would like that name. Let's go. Combo break. Shout outs. Let's get it, guys. Appreciate you guys coming through. That'd be a great name. We need that. He was streaming Yakuza 0 yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely play the game. I gotta get into it tonight. Hi, has anybody tried Dragon Ball Z games on Switch 2 yet? Dragon Ball Z games. There was some people that played it, but I'm not sure the results. Dragon Ball FighterZ probably runs at a lock 60 now. I mean, it ran at 60 on Switch 1, but I mean, there might have been some frame rate dips here and there. I'm not 100% sure. But then I'd probably say like Dragon Ball, like Kakarot, for example, probably plays like I don't know if that's an uncapped frame rate, so I don't know what that's at. But I don't know what the other game is at too. What's the other one? Xenoverse games. I don't know how those would run either. So we gotta wait and see. Somebody test them out for me. Velvet, don't you play Xenoverse? Can you test out that game on the backwards compatibility for us? Let us know how it is. Let's see. Hey OJ, curious. Where would you rank launch lineup for Switch 2 compared to other Nintendo hardware releases? It's the best launch lineup that they've had, believe it or not. It's the best or one of the best.
Dragon Ball games run better.
There you go. It's one of the best launch lineups that they've had, probably since the Wii or the GameCube. That's probably the last one. N64 launched with 2 games. Super Nintendo launched with just barely any games. NES was a little bit weird. That launched with a few different games. But in terms of modern systems, obviously the Switch one, the 3DS, the Wii U. I mean, it's probably better than all of those launches. So yeah. But then again, launches aren't known to be incredible. Launch lineups aren't really known to be incredible. A lot of systems don't launch with incredible launch lineups. I mean, PS5, Xbox Series, not great. PS4, Xbox One, not great either. PS3, Xbox 360, not really great. Not really great. So I mean, you can go back decades, and the launch lineups for game systems have not been incredible. They're usually just like, hey, here's a few games, and then as time goes on, then more games come out. Most developers aren't going to put their craziest stuff first because obviously it's the launch. You don't have enough people, so you're not going to have big sales when there's no people. So it's one of those things that is usually like a gradual build up. So yeah. Well, couldn't get into Xenoblade 3 systems are too complicated for me. Would you like X? No. But they're not too complicated for you. You're just not applying yourself. There's a difference between too complicated and not applying yourself. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is actually really easy once you actually know how to play. And there's tutorials built into there. The tutorial's like 30-hour tutorial. So it teaches you everything. You can go step by step. It's actually super easy to play, especially compared to like Xenoblade 2 or even the original Xenoblade. So it's actually not that bad. Dreamcast launch was goated. Yeah, that was what, 26 years ago? So we're going on 30 years ago. Goated launch. Oh man. Let's see here. So we're going on. Some of you guys weren't even born back then. Some of you guys talk about y'all weren't even alive, or you guys were babies. Some of y'all weren't even alive. Let's see, something these launch comparisons miss out on is when the last time PlayStation or Xbox launched with the first party game as big as Mario Kart. They have not. The last time would probably be, well, there's no game that's as big as Mario Kart when it comes to launching like a brand new game. No, there's not a single game that I can think of on a different system that launched with something like with the pedigree of a game that launched, 70 million units sold. I can't recall another game. Now, in terms of just like what people like, what did the PS2 launch with? I think, did that launch with Final Fantasy X? So there are some launches that launch like with some pretty impactful, massive games. Was there anything at the level of Mario Kart that I can remember off the top of my head? No, not quite. You were 17. You were 17. You're that old. You're that old, Rajiv. There's no way you're that old. No, you were not 17. There's no way. Oh man, there's no way, bro. There's no way. If I didn't play, I think I did not play your music, Justin. If I didn't play your music, I'm gonna play it right now. You're born in 85? Oh my goodness. I thought you were way younger than that. My bad, bro. Sorry. All right, yeah, you're right. Dreamcast launch was goated. Unk Rajiv, let's go. All right, let's see here. What's up, Katana Riku? The PS2 launch lineup was crap. All right, let's take a look at the PS2 launch lineup. PS2 launch titles. I think the PS2. I thought people said the PS2 launch lineup was good. All right, this was in the year 2000. So the PS2 launch lineup. Oh my goodness, look at this list. You had Armored Core 2, DOA 2 Hardcore, Dynasty Warriors 2, ESPN International Track and Field, ESPN X Games, Eternal Ring, Evergrace, Fantavision, Gun. Wait, did all these games actually launch? Really? Did all these games come out? Evergrace. These games are actually kind of trash, though. Evergrace, Fantavision, Gun Griffin Blaze, Kessin, Madden NFL 2001, Midnight Club, MotoGP, NHL 2001, Orphan, Cue Ball Billiards Master, Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2, Ridge Racer 5, Silent Scope, Smuggler's Run, SSX, Street Fighter EX3, Summoner, Swing Away, Tekken Tag Tournament, Time Splitters, Unreal Tournament, Wild Racing, X Squad. Yeah, that launch lineup is actually kind of trash. I mean, there's some okay stuff. I don't know how good Armored Core is. I don't think I've played Armored Core 2. I don't know how. I mean, Dynasty Warriors. Kessin, which is a Dynasty Warriors clone. Eternal Ring. Isn't that from Software? That was like from Software. Midnight Club, I guess, that might have been okay. MotoGP, NHL. Yeah, I mean, SSX would probably be the SSX, Tekken Tag Tournament, Time Splitters. Those are probably the three actually really good games. They have three pretty, and Street Fighter EX3. Smuggler's Run wasn't bad either. Ridge Racer, that's not bad. It's just kind of a bunch of meh games, or just okay games. So yeah. But I guess at the time they were pretty cool. But I remember back when the PS2 came out, I wasn't really thinking like, oh my god, I got to get the PS2 right away. One, I didn't have the money. But two, nothing really grabbed me too much, you know, when it comes to that. I was waiting for like, oh, let me get like the new Crash Bandicoot or like the new like, you know, Jet Moto. That's what I was waiting for, stuff like that for PS2. Because I loved Jet Moto on PS1. I loved Crash Bandicoot. What else did I like on PS1? I liked Blasto. I thought that game was fun. I like Metal Gear Solid. So I like Final Fantasy, so I was thinking, okay, yeah, wait till Final Fantasy. You know, so those were the games that I liked on there. Yeah, Tekken Tag was good. Tekken Tag was good. There's some good games. A lot of these games are pretty bad though. Like a lot of these games are actually not that great, but or just mediocre or just okay. But yeah, there were some like SSX, Street Fighter, Tekken Tag Tournament, Time Splitters, Unreal Tournament. Those are not bad at all, for sure. Those are good. Those are good games. Those are good. So yeah, I can see your comments from Stables. What's good, man? How you doing today? Shout outs. All good. My pick is about 10 years old, and I'm trending good genes. Okay, I got you, fam. I got you. Yeah, man. It's all good, dude. It's all good. Yeah, Smuggler's Run was not... I mean, it was okay for what it was at the time, but yeah, nothing to rush out and go buy a PS2 for sure. But yeah, so I would say that the Switch 2 launch was definitely better than the PS2 launch, because Mario Kart and Cyberpunk are better than like Mario Kart, Cyberpunk, and Fantasy Life. I would say Split Fiction. I would say Deltarune and Guardians of Azuma, Hogwarts Legacy. Like, all these games are better, you know. Like those, like the Switch 2's, like the quality of those games are better than a lot of these games here. Street Fighter 6 is awesome. So I think Street Fighter 6 is better than EX3. So yeah, I think that the game, in terms of like the games, like the quality of the games of Switch 2, like ports or older games or whatever, compared to, I mean, a lot of these games weren't older though. A lot of these games were actually built for PlayStation 2. So you also have to factor that in, that it might feel a little bit more, hey, these are new because these are new PS2 games. But yeah, a lot of these games look terrible. But yeah, anyway, that's that. Let me go to the Dreamcast launch. Dreamcast launch games. So yeah, apparently the Dreamcast launch games like were pretty good. I don't remember the Dreamcast, like I don't remember, because I didn't have the money for the Dreamcast at launch, so I don't remember the Dreamcast launch as much as other people do, because I just didn't have the money for it, so I wasn't playing it. Shout outs to Cybertouch with a JOJO!
Ask Jim Ryan. PS2 had the best launch ever and sold 504 million units. Tears of joy.
Yeah, if you ask Jim Ryan, that's true. If you ask Jim Ryan, if you ask him, sure. Oh man, sure. If you ask him, he'll tell you everything you need to know, baby. He'll tell you everything that you need to know. Yo, think it's the Cybertoys with the JOJO. Yo, let's go. Thank you so much for the JOJO boys. That's Cybertaurus coming up on the Hokage lead with Cybertaurus, man. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. I do not have a screen protector on my Switch 2. What's up, Bee Queen? Welcome. Tekken Tag was pretty big, I think, anyway. Yeah, Tekken Tag was big. I remember Tekken Tag being big because Tekken 3 was huge. So Tekken Tag was a big game for the PS2 launch. It was a big game back then, for sure. Not quite the level of a Mario Kart World. I mean, not quite. I mean, Tekken never sold that good. But it was still a big launch because Tekken 3 was incredible, right? That was a huge PS1 game. So yeah, I would say Tekken Tag for sure. I remember that being big. I remember Tekken Tag being a big, like, okay, people were talking about Tekken Tag. I do remember that. But yeah, there's a few, like I said, there's a few other games. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't a terrible launch, but it just wasn't, nothing spoke to me back then. But once again, I didn't have the money to get the PS2 anyway, so it didn't really matter. SNES had Mario World. Yeah, Mario World was big. Mario World was big for the SNES launch, but there wasn't that many games at the SNES launch. From what I remember, there was only a few games at the SNES launch. Launch titles. So the SNES launch titles, there was only like 5 games. So, or like there was only a few games. So the launch titles, yeah, there was 6 games. Super Mario World, which was awesome. Super Tennis, which was good. F-Zero, which was really good. Sim City, which was good. Pilot Wings, which was okay, good. And Gradius 3. So, I mean, like, there was really good games, you know, but there was only six games. You know, but Super Mario was more than enough for people. That came bundled in with the system, so that was more than enough for many people. I remember I didn't have a Super Nintendo right at launch, but I got it after, and we got Super Mario World and we got F-Zero. Those are the two games that we got. And I just remember renting Super Tennis. I remember renting SimCity, renting Pilot Wings, renting Grady. I rented all these games, but my dad, we came home with two games. We came home with Super Mario World and F-Zero. Those were the two games that we got. Which was enough back then as a kid, like, you know, it's like whatever, or teenager, kid, whatever I was. Shout outs to D-Money 109 with the 54 months. Thank you so much, D-Money. I appreciate that. Let's go. Quite vividly went to the best mates player at the school. He showed me Shenmue. Asked if he would swap it for my N64 and 32X on all my games. His mom said not no. Yeah, of course. You trying to screw over your friend there? Trying to get him to swap a brand new system that just came out, and you're trying to scam him out of his brand new system by trading in your old stuff. What is he, a GameStop? Like, what is what is he, a GameStop, dude? What type of friend is that? Can't you be happy for him? He just got a new system. You're trying to swap your old shit for his? Like, what? Excuse my French, but that just seems like a terrible friend. That's true. The value, that's true. But still, the new next gen hype of like getting a new system, like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, that's something that you think in your mind. You don't actually say it. You just think it in your mind, like, okay, I would love to do this, but you don't actually say it. You don't say it. This is bro trying to be Dreamcast guy, his friend. Oh man, y'all stop it. Shout out to Cybertorch. Thank you for the $10 dono, man. I appreciate that. Those were the exact Super Nintendo games I had first. Christmas Day, yes sir. Well, we got ours. I think it was Christmas '92 or Christmas '93. I don't exactly remember. Was it Christmas or was it a little bit after that? I don't remember. I gotta ask my brother when we got our Super Nintendo because he might know. I don't remember. I just remember waking up and it was there. I don't know if it was Christmas. I don't know if it was. Oh man, I totally forgot. That's one of those things that I wish that we took pictures and like we dated them, because we didn't take any pictures or anything like that. So I don't remember what was going on now, you know? So yeah. Give me 1 second here, guys. My light is a little off. All right, there we go. Gotta adjust my light a little bit. This is off topic, but the strawberry cream cheese pie from Popeyes is fire. I would never eat that. But I'm glad you like it, though. It's probably that the PS2's launch lineup was more about the sum of its games rather than individual titles standing out. Yeah, it was probably like the sum of its games. Like the fact that it had 29 games. That's a lot of games to launch with. You know, even the Switch 2 didn't launch, like, I guess, with 29 new games. So that's tough. Honestly, most vivid console memory was my brother getting a Mega Drive in Sonic 1. Tuning into the TV felt like ages, but man, it popped up. Yeah, it was great. I remember playing a lot of. I remember when I got like my N64. I remember playing that a lot, man. Playing like GoldenEye. We got an N64. We got GoldenEye. We got Buck Bumble. Did we get Buck Bumble? I think we got Buck Bumble, or I rented Buck Bumble. One of the two. But anyway, I know we got GoldenEye. We got Mario 64. We got NFL Quarterback Club. We got F-Zero X. Like, oh my god, that was a crazy Christmas. It was like Christmas '98. I remember that one. Oh my gosh, it was wild, bro. It was so good. And I got a bike. I think I got a bike too. It was so cool. It was so cool. Let's see here. Turok was N64 game I had first. Nice. Back then, 1 or 2 games was all we needed. Nowadays, people want 39 launch titles. Apparently, people have a lot of money on their hands. Yeah, that's true. Justin with the 3.
Ni no Kuni 2 is performing a lot better on Switch 260 FPS.
Yes, Ni no Kuni 2 was also an uncapped game, so we got to check out that game as well. There's so many games that I got to check out now, man. There's so many games that I got to go buy and play, or that I already have, and I just got to check out more, for sure. 100%. Yeah, Ni no Kuni 2, another game, which I played Ni no Kuni 2. I streamed that on PS4, which I think it was at 60 on there. And then I don't know how much I played of the Switch version of that game. I don't remember. Parents really did their best to show out on Christmas. They really did. I mean, I didn't always have big Christmases back in the day, but whenever I remember 2 big Christmases that I had, like 2 really big ones, one in the early 90s and then one in the late 90s. I remember like my dad really kind of showed out those 2 years. A lot of the years we really didn't get much, or we didn't get anything, you know. We would just, you know, it's just like, hey, look, you know, you guys, we get like one thing, which was okay. It is what it is. Like, I don't, you know, listen, they didn't always have money for Christmas like that. So I don't fault my parents, man. They tried. They fed us, you know. So as long as we were fed and we had shelter over our heads, that was all that mattered. But I remember 2 big ones. And then at some point, like, it got to once we all kind of got our own money, it got to the point to where nobody even, like, we didn't even care. We just wanted to eat. Like, now for me, like, now I of course my son and my nephews, they get good Christmases and all that. They get plenty of toys. And even my daughter, when, you know, back when she was, you know, with me and all that type of stuff, like, I'd always get her good Christmases, and even still now, and I still do. But now at this point, like, I don't really, like, for years before we had, like, kids, before my sister had kids or before I had kids, like, we just would be like, yo, what's for dinner? What are we eating? That's what would be exciting about Christmas. Like, what are we eating? Like, money or gifts, whatever. We just wanted each other's company. I just want to see my brother. I just want to see them. I don't want anything. I don't want anything from anybody. I don't need anything or anything like that, you know, from my family. I don't really need anything. All I want to do is just see them and eat some food. That's all I want now. I don't need any presents or nothing, you know? So yeah, at least that's how I feel now. Like, but of course I'll provide for my you know, my son and my daughter. Like, of course I'll get them good Christmas, and my nephews. But yeah. As I remember Christmas '92, I was looking for the SNES and left the store after 3 hours with the Commodore Amiga 500 plus. Damn, that's rough. Remember one Christmas I got Tekken 3 for PS1 and Godzilla Domination on the Game Boy Advance. Ooh, the combo, the portable home console combo. Shops made good money here in the UK from imports, as you can release in Japan. We got the last with bug fixes. Yeah, the PAL stuff, yeah. I honestly returned my Mario Kart World game. In no way possible I see this game worth 80 bucks instead about Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Can you return a game that you already got? Like, if it's brand new, can you return it? Well, I don't know. Why'd you buy it then? If that's the case, if you didn't feel that it was worth 80, why'd you go there and buy it? The whole game in terms of the content was already revealed beforehand, so why did you buy it in the first place? I have a serious question. Why do people really want to see Switch 2 fail so bad? The latest negative discourse about Switch 2, how third-party games flopping on it. Why is that? Why do people want to see it fail so bad? I think it's just trolls. We did some analysis, Tiara. I don't think you were here earlier, but we did some analysis, and I don't think, based off of what I've researched at this point, I don't think that all third-party games are flopping so bad. I don't think so. I think it's an overreaction based off of, some Christopher Dring wanting to get clicks to his website for business-wise, obviously. I think that's part of it. Also, 2, I think that there are just some people that are just trolls, and they want the system to not do well because, I don't know, they just don't want the system to do well, right? They have issues with Nintendo, or they have tribalism with PlayStation or Xbox or PC. So there's also that as well. Which it's always been like that for forever. Since the console war days, it's always been like that. So you're always going to have people that are tribalistic. So yeah. But yeah, we went over this though, where no, I don't think all third-party games are flopping. 9 out of the top 15 games on the eShop charts are third-party titles. So I don't think that they are. We did find out that the one developer that maybe spoke to them said that, like, hey, look, our game's not doing well, like, lower than our lowest estimates. I think it's Hitman. Nobody's talking about that game, but I could be wrong. But based off of what I've kind of dug into, a couple sources that I spoke with, there are definitely some games not doing well, which I acknowledge probably. I mean, obviously I don't know, but based off the eShop charts and based off of simply looking at some of the stuff like Famitsu and look at some of the different games, obviously Cyberpunk doing well, Guardians of Azuma doing well, Street Fighter 6 seems to be doing well, Split Fiction, Deltarune, Fantasy Life, Hogwarts Legacy. So I'm going to say no, not all third-party games are flopping. I think it's a little bit of overreaction, little bit of Christopher trying to get clicks on his website, and a little bit of it's only been 2 weeks. People still need to get the system. They just bought it. As time goes on, as discounts and sales go, you'll get more sales as well. So it's a little bit of a combination of everything, from my estimation, at least my when I took some more time to analyze and kind of dig a little bit. Shout outs to Aries EMS with the 5 gifted memberships 5 times. The Booker T. Gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Aries, EMS with the 5 gifted. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Let's go. Shout outs. 152 on the board. The platinum and a half. 1 platinum and a half. Can we get to the double platinum though? Let's go. Shout outs, guys. Appreciate that. Them $5 listens to get my family by. Yo, for real. Back in the day. It's salty Steam Deck and Xbox fans. I don't know about Xbox fans. Definitely I saw a lot of PlayStation fans kind of doing stuff like that. I bought it because my girlfriend, to be honest, but even she didn't feel it was better than Mario Kart 8. Not worth it. Okay, then that's fine, man. It's all good. That's all good. I'll probably never go back to Mario Kart 8. I think Mario Kart World is significantly better than Mario Kart 8, in my opinion, at least. All the different tricks that you can do, the open world free roam, just the music is, there's like 200 plus tracks. The karts feel better to race. Everything just to me is a bit better. But a Knockout Tour, the new mode, is awesome. Probably the best new mode that I've played in a Mario Kart game is Knockout Tour. Like, I don't think there's been a better mode than that. So, but that's just me. Everybody has their opinion. Let's see here. I'm not touching Mario Kart 8. Yeah. Mario Kart 1 has a lot more depth game. Yeah, it's a lot more depth. But I mean, I guess maybe for a casual consumer, they might not be feeling this way. When they see people grinding on the rails and riding off the walls, maybe that's a little bit above what they're into or whatever. But I mean, even for a casual consumer, you can just race and play the game, you know? I ain't going back to Switch 1 collecting dust. Yeah. But Mario Kart 8 is still selling, though. People are still buying it. People are still buying Mario Kart 8. I mean, obviously, it's not selling better than Mario Kart World. People are still buying Mario Kart 8, too. So, let's see here. 8 is still great to me, just different, more arcadey. I mean, they're both arcadey. I mean, they're both arcade racing. I mean, Mario Kart World, I mean, the fact that you can grind and you can wall ride, that actually makes it more arcadey. In my opinion, the fact that you can like grind off of rails and you can like wall ride, that makes it more of an arcade racing game than a game that you can't do that. But yeah. Mario Kart 8's on the sales charts. It is. It's still real to me, damn it. No, let's go. Let's see here. I think we just need things to settle down to see how the hardware and software sales do beyond the first 2 weeks. Yeah, it's too early. Basically, that's the estimation that I've gathered, that it's way too early to be making big third-party sales analysis and stuff like that. Even Matt Piscatella from Circana, he also stated he felt that people are taking the data and running with it, and he works for Circana, where Christopher Drink pulled some of the data from. Pulled it from Nielsen, pulled it from Circana. So I think it's too early. Let's see how things are a year from now, or like once bigger games come out, Daemon X Machina. Let's see how that does. Let's see how Final Fantasy does. Let's see how let's see how 007 does. Let's see how Borderlands does. Let's see how some of these other games do, and then we can kind of make a determination on that. I think it's too early, essentially. Switch 2 will be just fine. People are way too dramatic. Yes, I agree. OJ, do you think next Animal Crossing is going to be mad ambitious with the Switch 2 tech? Also, you think it'll be 80? I think it's possible that it'll be 80. I don't know about mad ambitious with the tech. I mean, maybe, but we'll see. I got a question. What's going on? FF16 Switch 2 is good, yes or no? What's going on? So the developers have talked about Final Fantasy 16 potentially coming to Switch 2. This is what they had to say recently. Let me go over what was said. I think My Nintendo News had this one. Give me 1 second, Mr. Davis. I got you. Okay, so My Nintendo News said this about Final Fantasy 16. Square Enix apparently trying to get Final Fantasy 16 running on Switch 2. So Final Fantasy 16 producer Naoki Yoshida, Yoshi P, and creative director Kazutoyo My Hero. Is M-A-E, My Hero. Yeah, it kind of sounds like My Hero. Unless I'm pronouncing that pronunciation is wrong, has seemingly hinted that they are trying to get Final Fantasy 16 up and running on the Switch 2. At a recent event talking about the game's arrival on Xbox Series X/S, Yoshida apparently said that there's just Nintendo left when talking about platforms that the mainline Final Fantasy game is currently available on, with Mahito saying he, quote, will do his best. The action RPG has some intense graphical sequences, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, so it looks like it could be happening. Looks like they're trying to potentially get it running. I mean, that doesn't mean it's going to happen, though, because they tried to get Final Fantasy 15 running on the Switch 1, and it did not work. So, at least it didn't work up to their level of what they would want to release the game in. So, it's not necessarily a foregone conclusion, Remember, that's a PS5. I think that it's a PS5 game with spaghetti code, in my opinion. It's not super well optimized for the hardware. Although I think that they did their best, but the game is very ambitious in some sections. So I think it'd be tough. I mean, you're probably looking at a pretty low internal DLSS resolution, right? And then upscaling it to 720p or something like that. Probably 30 FPS, maybe 40 on a good day, if they can get that going for like a performance mode. So once again, I'm just speculating. I have no idea if that's what it would be or whatever, but we're talking about a port of spaghetti code port, like, you know, from PS5 or whatever, right? We're talking about that. We're not talking about a game built for the Switch 2, like hey, we're gonna build like Cyberpunk, right? It's a port, but we're gonna kind of custom build this thing, almost not ground up, but we're gonna do a lot of work. This seems to be like, hey, look, let's just get it going, and if it's like acceptable 30 FPS or around that, then we'll just go with that, right? Like, I don't think they'd put as much work as like Cyberpunk or something like that. So that's just me going off of, like I said, speculation, my own personal opinion. I could be completely 1000% dead wrong on that, you know? So yeah, OJ, Switch 2 gets support of Outer Worlds 2. I'd buy it even though it's a sub to Game Pass. I'll be there day one. Yeah, well, hopefully. Let's see, but you can't deny most Nintendo users rarely buy third-party games on Nintendo system. Rarely? Okay, so let me ask you a question, Mario. What games sell most on the Switch 1? What sold the most? Third-party games or first-party games, Mario? And this is a question for Mario. This is a question for Mario. Mario, I want you to tell me what sold most on Switch 1. Third-party games or first-party games? Go ahead. First-party? False. False. Third-party games outsold first-party games. There were more third-party games sold than first-party games. And let me tell you the reason why. The reason why more third-party games sold is because Nintendo only released 122 first-party games. Third-party games overall made up the bulk or majority of the library for the Switch 1. There's over like 15,000 third-party games. There's only 122 first-party games. Nintendo sold over 1.3 billion pieces of software, and Nintendo didn't sell more first party. They didn't sell 500 million or actually wait, hold on. No, they didn't sell like a billion pieces of first party software. So no, third party games sell more. They sold more third party than first party on the Nintendo Switch 1. So your statement is technically false. Technically false. So yeah. No, I didn't say what's the best selling, individually selling. I said what sells more, first party or third party. Because remember what your statement was, Mario. Your statement was this. Here, this is why I got you. This is why you can't move the goalposts. You can't deny most Nintendo users rarely buy third party games on Nintendo systems. Third party games outsold first party games, so they don't rarely buy it. That is factually false. So do you want to come with a different code or a different thing to kind of troll my stream right now? Because I'll only answer you one more thing, and then you're going to have to pay $10 to continue arguing. Unless you acknowledge that you were wrong on what you said at first. I don't mind debating and discussion, but you can't lie. You can't lie, okay? You can't lie here. So yeah, it's all good though. Let's see here. Not trying to attack you or anything, but why so hostile? I'm not hostile. I'm not being hostile. I'm just saying you didn't even, here's the problem, Mario. You didn't even come in here and say hi to me. You didn't even come in and say hi. All you did was your first statement was, but you can't deny most Nintendo. You didn't even say, yo, what up, OJ? How you doing today? So you went straight to arguing. Not me. Not me. So don't try to play victim. Don't try to play victim. You came in here. You didn't even say, what up, OJ? How you doing today, brother? You didn't even say that. You didn't even say that, man. So yeah. No, you didn't, bro. You didn't even say, yo, what's up, OJ? You're talking to somebody else in the chat. Why are you talking to somebody else in the chat? At least say, yo, what up, OJ? How you doing today, man? You're in my stream. So at least say, what up? You know? So yeah, don't talk about, I'm not being hostile towards you. I'm just saying, like, what you're saying is factually incorrect. You don't got to be upset, brother. You don't got to be upset. Let's see here. I kind of also did it, Sahai, but you did it. You did it, Water. A lot of you guys don't. Y'all just come in angry about. Some of y'all just come in angry and say, "I'm gonna complain today." A lot of y'all do just kind of barge in and not just be upset about stuff. But it's okay. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. gets politely corrected. Why so hot? I know everyone always wants to play victim on my stream, bro. I swear. People will say something that's factually, not everyone, obviously not, that's an exaggeration, but people, they'll sit there and they'll get upset when I correct them on something, and they'll be like, what? How dare you? Like, why are you being so mean to me? I'm like, no, you're not. What you said is incorrect. That's all. What you said is incorrect. That's it. So it's not that. A lot are more comfortable arguing than saying hi. Yeah, I mean, usually when I roll into a stream, I'll say what up to the streamer, especially if it's an interactive stream. Now, if it's not an interactive stream where the streamer isn't actually talking, unless he's only talking to people that donate, or he's only talking to people like not answering questions or just playing a game, then yeah, you could just blurt out whatever. But if it's an actual interactive stream where the streamer is constantly looking at the chat and talking to them, I would at least say, yo, what up, man? How you doing today? You know, but it's all good. It's all good. Some people, I mean, that's not how everybody operates, and it's not a big deal, right? Like, sometimes you don't think about that. You're just like, oh, everybody's talking, let me just talk to somebody else in the chat too. So that happens as well. It's like what Mario did or what other people do. That's not like it's uncommon or people don't do it, you know? So it's all good. So yeah. Hi, okay, it's time to play victim, bruh. We out here. OJ is one of the few streamers that can kick my butt. I'll be nice to him. I'm not kicking anybody's butt. I'm definitely not kicking your butt. What's up, Sergio? Welcome. Shout outs. OJ, I'm angry, but I don't know why, but I'm angry. Yo, shout outs. 2 a.m. He's sleepy. Rajiv is sleepy and angry. But no, when you correct someone, it means that you're trying to own them on Twitter, according to your buddy Wood. Anyway, no, I wasn't trying to. I'm not trying to. No, the difference. Listen. The difference in the situation with Wood is that I did it sarcastically. I made a joke. I thought it was a joke, so that's the whole thing. It was a miscommunication. Okay, if I knew that he was serious, I would have said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you're feeling like. I see what you're saying, though, Wood. The boxes are similar for sure, but I think that since the marketing has it to where there's like a big 2 on the box and like it's pretty prominently placed, I think it's gonna be okay." I'd also add in like, they're gonna be showing like banners like, "Hey, Mario Kart World, Nintendo Switch 2, like this is the game to get. You can't get Mario Kart World on the Switch 1, right? Or it's bundled with the system." Or if somebody says, "Oh, I want Mario Kart World and the Switch 2," or let's just say Switch, I would have put in there some actual facts, like when it comes to, stuff. So I thought he was joking, though. I want to make sure that I'm clear with that. I thought he was joking, so I made a sarcastic joke. That's all. But we cleared it up. It's okay, We cleared it up. But I thought he was joking. I thought he was joking. Then people started dogpiling me, so then I started joking. And I swear, I even thought afterwards that it was still kind of a joke. I didn't think it was like super, super serious. I didn't think it was. But once again, we spoke. It's all cleared up, man. It's all good. No problem. No problem. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Welcome, brother. How you doing today? I have a question. Do you feel we might get another direct next week? No, I don't think there's going to be a direct next week. But I do think that we could get something in July, like a partner direct or something like that. It's all good, House Gang. What's good, man? It's all good. But yeah, just to give you guys some more context to the conversation that Mario and Tiara were having. Let me show you guys something real quick. Nintendo. We're gonna go to Nintendo's IR sales. So this is actually public information that any of you guys can look up. So if you ever want to look up and see what Nintendo's IR sales are, or like any information, you can actually look it up. It's really easy. Just type in Nintendo IR to Google and it'll pop right up. So give me 1 second here, guys. Let me do this. So then if you look at this right here, you can go to it and then you just go to financial data. And then if you go to financial data, just type in Nintendo IR, you'll see it, it'll pop up. And then if you go to their top selling title units, right? So if you go to that, you can see all the sales of the games. Now, don't worry. If you don't feel like doing this because it's stupid, don't worry. I'll do it for you and I'll report on it for you. But if you ever want to see the top 10 in terms of sales for any system dating all the way back to the Nintendo DS, okay, you can go see it. So if you ever see where people get this information from, it's straight up from Nintendo. They will just list it. They're the most transparent when it comes to the sales. Real quick as a side note, if people are wondering why Mario Kart World was the launch title, this is something that I talk about all the time. So dating back to the DS, Justin with the $3 dono. Shout out to Justin.
They are giving away with a code probably the best Pokemon in the game for Scarlet and Violet. It's Fluttermane until June 23rd.
Oh, I'm going to definitely look that up. Shout outs. Let's go. Fluttermane. Yo, we got to get your Fluttermanes. Shout out to Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono, man. Appreciate that. But if you were wondering why Mario Kart World was the launch title, so since the DS, Mario Kart DS, 23 million. Top 3 selling game. The Wii, top 2 selling. Mario Kart Wii. And if you don't, this was bundled in. They're counting the bundled sales, right? I think they're counting the bundled sales. So Mario Kart Wii was really the real top selling game. If you don't count the, I mean, whether you count the bundle or not, whatever. Either way, let's just say top 2. Nintendo 3DS, Mario Kart 7 was the top selling game over the Pokemon games. The Wii U sold terrible, but this system would have sold under 13 million units if it wasn't for Mario Kart 8. That was the top selling game. So since the 3DS, top selling game, Mario Kart. Wii U, top selling game, Mario Kart. Nintendo Switch, top selling game, Mario Kart. So for the past 3 gens, Mario Kart has been the top selling game. And for the past 5 gens, when it comes to Nintendo portable and home console hardware, Mario Kart's been in the top 3. At least top 3. Nothing lower than number 3. So yeah, Mario Kart's been big forever. But anyway, if you want to get to the actual unit sales, you can see the unit and software sales right here. So the reason why I knew that what Mario was saying was not true when he said that what sells more, what has sold more, because he said the majority of Nintendo fans don't want to buy third party. That is factually false, because the Switch 2, or the Switch 1, sorry, it sold 152 million units, and it sold 1.3 billion pieces of software, almost 1.4 billion. Nintendo has a great first-party lineup, but they have not sold more first-party games than third-party games. That is factually incorrect by the software numbers. And if you even look at most Nintendo systems, the reason why people buy Nintendo systems is for first-party games. That is correct. That is a correct assessment. They buy it for the first-party games. But are they not interested in buying third-party games at all? That is factually incorrect. Pretty much every single Nintendo system has more third-party sales than first-party sales, because Nintendo's not going to make as many first-party games as third-party games. So it's factually incorrect for most systems. Obviously, you know, even the 3DS, Nintendo did not sell most of this. This was mostly third-party software. Like all their systems are mostly third-party software in terms of the unit sales. However, there is going to be a large portion of those sales, more of a ratio split than any other platform. Nintendo's always going to have the highest probably ratio of first-party game sales compared to third-party game sales for any of the big 3, you know, or even if you want to include Valve. Obviously they can't really include them, but even if you did, so they're always going to have the highest ratio. But no, they've sold 1.4 billion in software. The majority of those are third-party games. You know, that's the facts. So to sit there and say that third-party, nobody wants to buy third-party games on Nintendo hardware, that's just not true. That's factually incorrect. I can say that's not an opinion. That's factually incorrect. If we're going off of Switch 1 at least, you know, or really any Nintendo system, to be honest, because third-party games will sell. It's just that people don't buy the system specifically for it. They buy it for the first-party games, then buy the third-party as a auxiliary, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. It turns out the third-party sales are horrible. It's just misinformation again. Tigran, where did you hear that from? Did you hear that from what I had to say, or did you hear that from somewhere else? Let me know where was your source for that? Because we did go over it, TM, but I want to know where you heard that from. What's up, young CA? Wii U, yeah, even the Wii U. Because remember, guys, the Wii U didn't have a single game that sold more than 10 million units. Like, they didn't have a single first-party game. So if you count up all of the Wii U's first-party sellers, it's still, the Wii U still sold more third-party software than first-party software. You know, even the Wii U, it sold 103 million. That's terrible on software. 103 million units. That is absolutely awful for software. That's Nintendo's lowest software count, like by a large margin. The second lowest is the GameCube with 208 million. The Wii U that's probably where it hurt the most, was how low the software sales were for the Wii U. The system sales were low, obviously, but the software sales were super low. And obviously, the lower amount of hardware you sell, the lower amount of software you're going to sell. More people means more software sales. So yeah, luckily, in that same generation, they had the 3DS, which that sold 392 million, which obviously that totals up to about 500 million between the 3DS and the Wii U, which is not terrible, but definitely not great, especially compared to like the Wii and the DS, which sold, you know, a billion plus, you know, almost 2 billion, going on 2 billion. Game Boy Advance sold 377 million. The Game Boy by itself, that sold 501 million, although the Game Boy was around for like a like 12 years or something like that. It was around for a long time, longer than that. N64 even sold 224 million. So yeah. Matt Piscatella on Blue Sky. Okay, cool. So then you got the same source as what we talked about in our video, TM Tigran, and what we're talking about right now at this point. Okay. So yeah. Metroid Prime 4 will be my choice for game of the year if it releases this year. After that, Metroid Prime 4 is releasing this year. Expedition 33 is awesome. That's my game of the year right now. But we'll see how Donkey Kong Bonanza goes, because I'm looking at Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that game is looking incredible. So yeah. Has anyone tried the game share feature yet with Switch 2? I have tried it just briefly. It works for the most part. Let's see. Hitman requires the internet to track rankings and progress. I love Hitman, but it requires servers, which sucks. Okay. I sold so many Wii's and it worked for HMV, big old chain here, almost defunct. Oh man, good stuff. All right, let's see here. If you guys have more questions, feel free to tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence by itself. Hopefully we can get Prime 2 and 3. I think we're gonna get Prime 2 and 3 before we get Metroid Prime 4. I think Nintendo's gonna probably shadow drop those or drop those in July. I think we're gonna get those in July or August. And I think we can see the release of it in August. I think we can see the release of Metroid Prime 4 in August as well. I think that's the one month Nintendo does not have anything, right? August? I don't think they have anything set for August. I don't know when Drag Cross Drive is coming out, but that's another game that they have coming out. So we'll see how when that game comes. You heard it from DC. He definitely did not hear that from Dreamcast guy. Oh man, you did not hear from him. You out here with the cat. He's joking though. He's joking. Let's see. Wasn't Drag Cross Drive sponsored? Supposed to be this summer this year? Yeah, summer. So summer can mean June, July, August, September. It can go all the way to September. So Drag Cross Drive is sometime summer. So we don't know what month it is in summer. It could be July. It could be August. It could be September. I don't really know. Yeah, Nintendo has a good track record of providing folks with prequels for new iterations so people can catch up, replay. Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Wii U just sold over 100 million software copies, and third parties were less than 50% of those sales. Less than 50% of those sales. Let me double check on that one because I don't want to have misinformation. Let's double check. They only sold 8 million copies of Mario Kart. So how many more million did they sell to be less than that? What else did Nintendo sell? They only sold 8 million copies of Mario Kart. So, I mean, if it was less than 50%, it was definitely close to an even split for sure. Because if it's 103 million, you're looking at 8 million for Mario Kart. That's the top selling one. Nothing sold more than 8 million. So we'd have to somehow get up to 50 million in software sales. Where did that other, or 42 million, 40 something, where did that other 42 million come from? Where did it come from? So let me see here. Let me double check. All right. Dedicated video game. No, dedicated top selling. Let's see here. I'm looking at this. You know what? Oh, okay. I know where it came from. Because if we're looking at it, we're talking like it's the eShop. It's the eShop and it's like the virtual console. There we go. Yeah, it's probably the virtual console sales. That's what it is. There we go. Okay, so when it comes to Wii U, yes, that system maybe had more first-party sales than third-party, but the majority of Nintendo systems are going to be first-party are going to be third-party over first-party. So the majority. But yeah, if you're counting virtual console sales, absolutely. But I mean, if you're looking at the sales, I'm looking at the sales. You tally up all the big box sales, right? So for calculator, this is Nintendo's top 10 This is what we've got. We've got Mario Kart 8, 8.46. We've got Super Mario 3D World 5.89. We've got New Super Mario Bros. U. That's 5.38. 5.38. Then we got Nintendo Land. That's 5.21. That was a bundle. Plus 5.21. Some people didn't get in the bundle, though. Splatoon, that's 4.95. 4.95. Then we have Mario Maker. That's 4.02. Plus 4.02. New Super Luigi U. That's 3.07. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. That's 2.37. And Mario Party 10. Which this is still pretty good. This is actually a pretty damn good ratio, all things considered. Wait, hold up. 2.27. Oh, wait, hold up. 2.27. All right, here we go. 2.27. Yeah, this is a pretty good ratio, all things considered. That's 41 million. 41 million. They sold 103. So 41 million. 103 minus 41. So there's 62 million left. So yeah, I'd probably say a good portion of that 62 million, a lot of those could have been, of that left for the software, could have been, you know, virtual console sales, right? Like millions of Mario Bros. 3 and Metroid and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely with the Wii U, definitely probably was more even split for sure. Even split. But even still then, even if you factor that in, that still means that there are people that are buying third party. Like, don't get me wrong, first party, obviously the dominant majority for the Wii U. But for every other Nintendo system, the split's not that bad. But the Wii U sold terrible. So if we're going off of all their best selling systems like the Wii, the DS, the Switch 1, clearly it's not all first party. So yeah, there you go. Who here bought Hitman on Switch 2? I don't know anybody who has Hitman on Switch 2. I'm seeing a lot of positivity with DK Bananza Direct. Even Max Dude thinks it'll be Game of the Year. I don't think it's going to be Game of the Year. I think it's going to be in the Game of the Year conversation. Yes. So I think that's what you mean, right? He thinks it's going to be in the conversation for Game of the Year. But I still think Metroid Prime 4 will be a strong contender based on the history of Metroid Prime 4 metagames. Yeah, listen. I agree. There's only one spot though, right? There's only one spot. I caved and got a ride out key card. This is him walking in. This is him walking into. Is that all it takes? Is for one key card game. It's for one key card game that you actually want, and y'all will cave. Some of y'all will cave. Oh my god. Once you start playing the game, like, yeah, who cares if it's a key card? I'm still playing. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's gonna take, like, listen, guys. If there's some type of big game that comes out, and it's on a key card, but you really want to play it, but you want the box, you're just gonna tell yourself, screw it. You're just gonna tell yourself, screw it, I'm a cave, I'm gonna get it. Don't worry, that's gonna happen to other people too. It's not just gonna be you, straight up Wizard. It's not gonna just be you. I should have put out Hitman free starter pack on the other system so people can try it. Yeah, maybe. I told you the keycard situation will lighten up. I think it'll lighten up as more games kind of come out. Right now, a lot of the games are older. But I don't think one example is not enough. But there are people that are not against keycards. Like, I know RGT, he bought a bunch of keycards. Wood beat him up, so he bought a bunch of keycards. Botox Games, he bought a bunch of keycards. I have not bought any yet. But I might buy some in the future, like I said before, but I haven't bought any yet. I just got all like actual physical games like Cyberpunk and Guardians of Azuma. But I'll probably buy some keycard games as they go down in price. Like if they go down, like if I can get a sale on the keycard games, I'm definitely gonna start buying them a bit more. Like if we start getting some sales, right? Like I don't know if I want to buy them like full price, but if we start getting some sales, sure. I mean, I bought keycards on Switch 1 or partial cartridges, which is essentially a keycard. So I bought, you know, internet download required on PS5 and Xbox Series and all that. So we'll see. I got Yakuza 0 on a keycard because it was cheaper than on the eShop. There you go. Love a sale. Yeah. I don't really care about keycards at all. I'm still buying them. You guys can buy whatever you want, man. Like, honestly, I don't I'm not here to pocket watch you guys buying like what you want. If you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. If you want to buy it, then buy it. Like, you got a lot of these weird YouTubers and a lot of these weird people that like to sit there and like attack people, you know, for whatever reason, like what they buy. Like, I'm not, once again, I don't care. Buy whatever you want. Whatever the market decides to buy, the market buys. So I don't really care. Get whatever you want. It's not my deal or not my business. I'm not, you know, why should I care? It's your life. It's your way. You know, live however you want to live, you know, as long as you're not breaking the law. Key cards are not against the law, so get whatever you want. I don't really care. So so you were right about no upgrade path. The Switch 2 version was better. Yes, the Switch 2 version is better. But there, I mean, I wish, if you even are gonna do that, I wish there was an upgrade path for Ride Owl. Like, I think there should be an upgrade path. Kevin with the $1 dono. What's up, Kevin? And he says, what's up, OJ? How you doing today? And can I get any music from Phantasy Star? Yes, you can. We've been playing Mario Kart music almost all stream. So let's play some Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star music. All right, shout outs. Thank you so much, Kevin with the $1 dono. Getting us to 152 on the board. We're going on almost a double platinum for JoJo Fridays. Can we get there? I think we can. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support tonight. Seriously. You guys have been incredible. Absolutely incredible. Here's some Phantasy Star music. Abysmal Ball. So that's we need Phantasy Star to come back. The actual single player Phantasy Star games. Oh! How about Phantasy Star on the Nintendo Switch Online? Ooh! How about that? Wouldn't that be incredible? Phantasy Star on the NSO GameCube? Oh, with online play intact, because you can just... Oh! I just thought about that. That would be so good. I would play that. That would be something that I would say, okay, let's play that. Because I never played it enough, because I never had the online for like to pay for like the Sega thing. Then I didn't really have anybody to play it with local. Nobody wanted to play it with me. So yeah, that'd be really good, man. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't sorry, Aries EMS. Let's go, man. Sorry about that. Thank you for the gifted. Let's get you on the board, man. Aries EMS. Thank you for this the gifted memberships. Appreciate that. 5 gifted. You guys give some love to Aries EMS with the 5 gifted. Going further beyond. Yo, let's go. Remember, guys, if you guys want to become members, he gifted 5. If you guys want to become them, they're only $1. We are going to be having an official PE Ultimate Mario Kart World gameplay, knockout tour, versus races, battle mode. We're gonna probably dig into all of it this week. Get ready. So if you're not a member, it's only $1 to join up. Get into our Mario Kart gameplay this Monday. It's going down. It's going down, man. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Cannot wait. It is going to be good. Can you turn off blue shells? In the versus races, I think I can. I'm not sure though. Can I? I got Bravely Default because it's a cartridge, even though it's just a license and I wanted the box. Also, F the double-headed dog at the end of chapter 1. You gotta level up, bro. You gotta level up. That dog was easy. Do we know concretely for Switch 1 that a majority of sales for third parties because of how many third-party games are on a million seller list? Not that many. Do we know concretely for Switch 1 that a majority of sales is third party? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Casual Noob. What's up, Gucci Dolphin? I know you've been here, but I just want to say what up to you. Charvelius, I don't want to say your name. Charvelius. Player. Even so, that means we can't just resell the game keycards if we need to play the game. Even so, that means that we can't just resell the game cards even if we need them to play the game. You can sell the game key cards because the game key card is not tied to your account. It's tied to the cartridge. You download it, but it's tied to that cartridge. It doesn't play without it. So think of it as almost like a PlayStation 5 game where you install the PS5 game. Let's say you have a physical PS5 game. Yes, it doesn't have the actual data on the disc like the PS5 game, but just think of it that way. When you install the PS5 game, it's not running off of the actual disc. It's running off your hard drive. All that disc is used for is for a key, so like a security key, to show that you actually own the game. But the game isn't running off the disc.
Have you heard of Mousework? It's a mouse control game that's coming out for Switch 2. It looks like a good mouse test game.
I have not heard of mouse work. Let me check out the trailer for it. Shout out to Justin. Thank you for another $3 dono. But yeah, you can sell the game key card. You can sell them if you want to. Do we know concretely for Switch 1 the majority of sales is third party because of how many third party games are on the million seller list? Not that many. We know how many games are on the Nintendo million seller list. So all you have to do is subtract, casual noob. We know all of Nintendo's million sellers. Every single one of Nintendo's million sellers are known. So you don't need to know the third party games. All you need to know is Nintendo's games. So all you have to do is take that and then subtract it from the overall amount, the 1.3 billion, and then that gets you the total. So yeah, you don't need to know the third party games. You just need to know Nintendo's first party games. So yes, we know all of Nintendo's first party games. We know how much that they've sold overall with that. Nintendo has not sold more first party games than third party games on the Nintendo Switch, on Nintendo Switch 1. About right, I'll remastered. It was a key card, but I didn't have the but it did have a code for the DLC content in the box. Okay. Mathematics, B. Mathematics. Let's see here. What time are you racing on Monday, OJ? We're probably gonna race around 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. Eastern. So yeah. For me personally, being able to sell my keycard is good enough for the whole shutdown server things based on mights and maybes. Yeah, like, listen, don't get me wrong though, guys. Like, I want the games to be all on the cartridge. Like, that's what I want. That's why I haven't bought any game key cards yet. So I do want them. I'm not trying to make excuses for them but once what I'm saying is that you guys are allowed. I'm not gonna sit there and bash you guys for whatever you buy. You can buy whatever you want. I don't care as long as it's legal. Even if it wasn't legal, that's not my business. If you get caught, you get caught. I'm not the popo. You know what I'm saying? So that's not my business. That's why I don't ever care about people say piracy or stealing, or I'm like, okay, do whatever you want, man. And nobody cares about your life like that. I don't care. That's not my problem. You know? So that's just kind of how I feel, at least with the whole thing. The problem is that the cartridge storage is only 64 gigabytes. That's not the problem at all, player. You have not been watching my videos, and it shows you've been on Twitter or you've been on other people that are giving you incorrect information. No, that's not the problem. The problem isn't that it's only 64 gigabyte cartridge. The problem is that the 64 gigabyte cartridges are expensive. That's the problem. It's the price. That's the problem. Not that there's only that. Trust me, if there was 32 gigabyte cartridges, a lot of developers wouldn't want to pay for that either. How do I know that? Well, because look at the Switch 1. How many 32 gigabyte cartridges are there with Switch 1? Not that many. Now, would you get more if there was like a 16 gigabyte option? Sure, but you would still get a large amount of key cards. Yakuza, Hitman, Split Fiction, that would even fit on the 64. A lot of the games that are over 32 gigabytes would still have to be on 64 gigabyte cartridge. And if they don't want to pay for it, then they don't want to pay for it. So that's not necessarily true. OJ, don't want to fill up this hard drive space with the key card games. Well, I've got a, what's it called now? I've got a SD card or a micro SD Express. So I'm going to fill them up, man. I'm just lazy. I don't really feel like putting the cartridge in and out of the system when I've got so much games to capture and record. To be honest, it's just me being lazy. That's really what it comes down to right now at this point. The reason there are no 16 and 32 gigabyte options is because they likely don't cost as much. They likely don't cost much less to make. That could be it. That could be it. Or it could be like there's not enough that would need the manufacturing for that to justify the cost of producing like a different process. So there's also a couple different things. I got a ONN. ONN. That's the one from like Walmart. I got that one. So shout outs to Justin. He sent it to me. Yes, Echoes of Wisdom. Shout outs to Echoes of Wisdom. Also, Darius Hines with the JOJO. Appreciate that. Shout out to Darius Hines with the JOJO. And says, I will 100% support game key cards. If they do not sell well, third parties will just go fully digital, not spend the money on true physical cards. Until game cards become cheaper, that is. Or this is it. Yeah, that's also a possibility as well. Thank you, Darius Hines. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I agree, though. I mean, I'm not 100% against game key cards. You know, if people want to buy them, that's your prerogative. Yeah, I'd rather have the game on the cartridge. That's just me personally. But yeah, if you want to get them, that's cool. But yeah, I think that there's also some truth to what you're saying. Like if people don't buy them, it's not like they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, they might just go all digital, or they might just not release the game. So we don't really know. But something tells me that people are gonna buy game key cards. They're just gonna get used to it, just like we got used to hard drive space being a thing. Where remember in the past when you bought a physical game, it actually was like a real physical game where you didn't have to install it to a hard drive and play off of that. Back then, there actually used to be where you play the game off of it. Like the PS3 and 360 had it to where you can play games off of the disc, and it doesn't take up your hard drive space. And then they changed that, and people were upset. People got used to that. People just got used to, okay, the game installs to your hard drive. It's like a PC now, you know? Which people didn't like that back then. People wanted the game to play off. Like, hey, why do I gotta spend hard drive space on this? You know? So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. So we'll see. Just bought a sealed Switch 2 controller off FB Marketplace for $70, questioning how they obtained it after she said they've been selling them without problems. Them at $70, whatever, save $20. Yeah, they probably stole it. Then again, they probably stole it. Crispy Tofu with the dollar dono. Oh, hey OJ, sorry if you talked about this already, but do you think we'll get a DK Bananza demo on Switch 2? It's possible, but probably not, since there already is one like at Walmart and Target and Best Buys and stuff at demo stations. So they'll probably just tell you to go play it there. Go play it there, then buy it. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. But it's definitely possible. Thank you for the dollar dono. Appreciate that. Let's go. People will fold it. I think it depends on what games come out, man. Like, it depends on what games come out. So we'll see for sure. Shout outs to Darius Hines. He says he does not care. He's buying them. Like I said, you guys buy whatever you want. JoJo boys in the house. Let's go. JoJo Fridays. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you for the JoJo boys in the house. Appreciate it. I gotta get playing Yakuza 0 though tonight for sure. Gotta start capturing footage. Justin with the $3.
Sent you a message on Discord. There's a Walmart Plus restock event happening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on 6/25 online.
Yes, I did cover that in my video today, but just to let you guys know, Justin's letting you guys know as well. Jake Randall also covered this. There is a Walmart Plus restock event. Well, actually, no, I didn't cover the Walmart Plus, but just Walmart. I just said Walmart. So anyway, Walmart Plus restock event happening at 9 p.m. ET on June 25th. So that's coming up, guys. Get ready for that. Cyber Torsus with the Ninja Peach.
You mentioned the ONN micro SD card.
Yes.
I've been using the 512 gigabytes GameStop one. So far, so good. My Switch 2 hasn't started to smoke yet.
Cyber Torsus with another $5 Ninja Peach. Thank you guys so much. We are out here tonight. Let's go. Further beyond. Yo, we are out here. We are at almost a 200 platinum combo. I thank you guys so much, man. Cyber Taurus, yes, I agree. I'm using the ONN one, so if my Switch 2 blows up, you guys know what happened to me, man. You guys know what happened. It's an unfortunate circumstance. So yeah. I was upset and didn't buy a console till Switch, but silly me went full digital on PC. Silly gamer logic. Yeah. The funniest thing is like when I see PC gamers complaining about game key cards when they only support digital, I'm like, what? I think Nintendo was like, instead of having half 32 gigabyte and half 64 gigabyte, it's just better for everyone to have 64 gigabyte at a cheaper price. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The process, right, Uncario? So I think that just for the process at the beginning, just like you can make more for a cheaper price in bulk if you do one thing. When you start dividing it up into multiple different things, then it becomes more expensive for the process. So obviously they're like, hey, look, what's the best case scenario? Well, we got big games coming out that are going to be huge, so we just got to have just the biggest size available, right? So I think that's pretty much, I mean, even if you look at like a Blu-ray for like a PS5, there are games that obviously don't use anywhere near the size, but the difference is that Blu-ray is significantly cheaper to manufacture than a proprietary high-speed data cartridge, you know? Like, Blu-ray is way cheaper, way, and it's been around for forever, right? It's been around for forever. Blu-ray is even cheaper than Switch 1. The cartridge is there. So I think that's the problem. And I don't know, I think eventually the process will get cheaper and it'll get a little bit better. But I don't know if it 100% will. Like, I don't think it's like a guarantee. Like in the Switch 1 era, it never really got a lot cheaper for developers. Like that 32 gigabyte cartridge never really got cheaper, did it? I don't recall that ever being a thing of a 32 gigabyte cartridge being cheaper, because most developers didn't use it, or they crammed their games into a 16 gigabyte cartridge, or they cram their games into a 8 gigabyte cartridge, or even a 4 gigabyte cartridge. Or sometimes they would just say, hey, look, a partial, game key card, partial. You can get 8 gigabytes, and then you got to download the rest of the game, like Hogwarts. So yeah. I don't know if that will be it. If a lot of developers, if they're going to want to make the game on Switch 2 on a cartridge, they're just going to have to, like, bite the bullet and put it on the 64. I hope Nintendo can iron out those FPS drops and pop-ins on DK. Well, I haven't played it yet. Some people are reporting stuff, so I think once we actually get the game and see how it plays, then we'll go from there. So yeah, we'll see. Which I bet my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 probably looks hella dope on Nintendo Switch 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, yeah. I think it looks the same. Maybe it holds at a higher resolution, but then we have to wait for the hopefully we get an update for that game, and like a lock 30. But man, no need to install. It's so good. Yeah. Wait, no need to install what? What are you talking about? But the cartridges? Okay, yes, yeah, that's good. That's definitely good. Like, no need to actually install the cartridge, yeah. ONN, haven't heard of it. It's called Oprah Network. Oprah Winfrey Network. No, I'm joking. I don't even know what it is. Justin sent me one. So yeah. Yeah, I absolutely love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yeah, I hope that they do an actual update for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, or like a Switch 2 edition. I think that'd be really good. I would like that. So I hope they do something like that for Xenoblade Chronicles. Mine doesn't run hot with Mario Kart or Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it was a joke when the whole blowing up. That's a joke. We're not serious. Darius says the 512 ONN SD Express card from Walmart has been working perfectly fine. Yeah, I heard that it has speeds up to 800 megabytes per second, so it's pretty fast. It's not bad on speed. It's a bit under the Lexar one, but it's not bad. I think it's about equal to the GameStop one or the SanDisk one or something. So apparently Lexar is the best, but ONN seems to be holding its own against the second tiers. So we out here. Could the 64 gigabyte cards get cheaper with more third parties use them? No, I don't think so. I think it's just going to be the manufacturing process. But we'll see. Once again, we'll see. Turning old has its advantages. I barely remember anything of Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, play it again. You're like, oh, this feels like a new game. I might get it. Looks simple, but cool platforming fun. What game are you talking about? Oh, okay. That Bakuru game. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think if you play it on Switch 2, it'll be much better frame rate wise too. So I think it might run at uncapped. So it might run like at 60 or it might run at lock 30. I think there's frame rate drops on the Switch one. I really want the Lexar Play Pro. Yeah, that's the one that I want too. Apparently, they had some on Amazon available, but they might have all been bought 512 gigabytes. But if I'm gonna buy a Lexar Pro, I want the top of the line Pro. If I'm gonna buy a Lexar Pro, I need a super pro version. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a real pro version. That's what I need. I need a real pro version of it. So yeah, man. I need the 1 terabyte. I need the 1 terabyte one. If I'm gonna get it, I need the 1 terabyte. Lexar Express SD card. I want to. Where's the Express? Dude, where's it? Every time I type it in on Amazon, it doesn't even pop up. Why? It's so stupid. Let me see if they have it. If you click on the Lexar one, it says, yeah, it doesn't show me. Okay, hold up. Here we go. Wait, no, never mind. Yeah, they don't even show the other one. So mods, give me the actual link to the Lexar one, because I swear I type in Lexar Express SD card, and it never pops up. Micro SD. Maybe if I pop in micro SD. Yeah, it doesn't even pop up then. This is stupid. It never pops up for me. Amazon removed it until the restock. Oh.
Amazon removed it until the restock.
Oh, that's like that one meme with that one girl. Oh. All right, Justin, shoutouts. Okay, they removed it till then. Okay. But wasn't there a 512 though? There was a 512 that I saw. Wario64 did the 512. I thought I saw that on there. What about this SanDisk? 250. There's a 256. You can get that. There's still that. Wait a minute. No, wait. Read speeds 880. That's better than the ONN. Okay. So they still have that for $67 on Amazon. But it's gonna take till July 10th to get here. Oh, that's trash. That's garbage. That's garbage. That is garbage. Nintendo has the Samsung ones, but you can't find those. Seriously, everyone is buying these. It's like, no, how dare you? Everyone is buying these freaking micro SD cards. It's crazy. Shout out to Shenlong. Let's go. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 remake. They're not gonna remake Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Yeah, they're not gonna remake it. But yeah, they're gonna remake it. Roger E with the $5. I bought a 1 terabyte Lexar in April from Amazon. Still haven't gotten it. Dude, that's so trash. Hey, buy this thing for Switch 2. By the way, it's gonna take 10 years to get here. Limited Run Games is like, see, we're not so bad. Shout out. No shots to MVG. No shots. But I see just people see anytime you mention limited, people just start complaining, man. People just start complaining, bruh. Oh man. Isn't that from China? Lexar? Is that from China? I don't know. Somebody let me know in the chat. 183 Combo breaker in the house. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Let's go. Sorry, I hit my whole table when I said let's go. 17 away from the double platinum JoJo boys tonight. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go. I have the 512. Dang, the 512. We out here. We out here. I complain. Right now is physical from Limited Run for $250. Well, that's like the special edition big package, right? But yeah, it's a game key card for $250, right? It's like, instead of spending the $250 on that, spend that towards, charge us a little bit more and give us the actual physical cartridge. Just with another 3.
Honestly, I tried the ONN versus the Lexar. I saw literally almost no difference.
Exactly. We're getting we're getting Lexar. That's what's happening. They're telling you that it's so much better, but it's actually not in reality. Seriously, listen. It's like clothing, right? You can go to the clothing store and you can see, oh, look at all this clothing for super expensive, like this shirt right here. This shirt was $12 at Walmart. Like, it's the same material. If you buy if there was a Nike swoosh right here, this shirt would cost $30, right? It costs like $29.99 on Nike's website. They use the same material, the same everything. But since it's a Reebok logo, then it's $12. It's cheaper because that. But it's the same material, same stuff, right? So I think that might be what's going on here. That might be what's going on here. Same thing. So I'm so happy that Tombo works now. Me too. Shout out to Limited Run Games. The ONM one is apparently made by Lexar. So what are they? Is it a split of the brand? Because the Lexar one apparently has faster. It has like up to 900 read speeds, or maybe was it 1 gigabyte read speeds or something like that. Mac Mega with the Ninja Peach. Let's go.
Good evening, Hokage in the Ninja Village. NGLI was planning to buy SF6 and Yakuza 0 with my Switch 2. But I ended up buying Rune Factory Guardians instead. Game key cards are really off-putting, and I plan on buying less games this general cause of them.
Yeah, I understand, 100% understand because of that. It depends on the games though for me. Like, if Final Fantasy VII Remake is a game key card, I'm going to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, if that, because like, one, I need Square Enix to support Switch 2. Like, they're going to, but I need them to see it because they are finicky on things. So it depends on the game for me. Like, if it's stuff that I can just skip or stuff that I can just get, obviously, like review, then I'll be less, like, not full price. But I think, here's the thing, Mac Mega. I think once the prices go down, I think you might actually get some of them if the prices go down. But buying a game key card for full price, yeah, I don't know about that. But if it's discounted, I'd be more willing to do it myself. But I'm in the same boat as you. I bought Guardians of Azuma. I bought Cyberpunk. But if it's discounted, then I might be more willing to buy it, you know. But just I don't know about full price. Lexar made in China, HQ in California. Yo, let's go. Did you get Bravely? I have not got Bravely Default yet, but I will be getting Bravely Default. I will be picking up Bravely Default at some point. To be honest, I don't know if I want it as a game key card or I want it as just a digital. That's the reason why I haven't bought it yet. I haven't bought it because I just don't know if I want it as a game key card or a digital. So I'm just hesitant. But I'll pick it up at some point. I'll pick it up. But why game key card over digital though? Because with the game key card, you at least get the box. You get the box. That's what I want. Like, you can put up on your shelf. That's literally it for me, at least. because like I want the box. Also, you can probably get game key cards. Sometimes you might be able to get them cheaper if there's like a sale from a retailer compared to digital might be full price. So just having that option too. Let's see here. Yes, and you can resell them. I don't really resell my games, but yes, you can resell game key cards. Yes, that is true. That is true. Or you can lend them out to anybody. Cyber Toast with the $5 dono.
The thing that makes me want the game key cards. The cases will look good on my shelf.
Yeah. That's the reason why I want them, is because of the case. That's pretty much the big reason for me, would be because of the case. Yeah, that's it. Whichever version costs less. Yeah, I mean, it depends, right? Sometimes a player, I'm just gonna call you C player. Sometimes C player, you can get it for cheaper on digital. Sometimes you might be able to get it cheaper physical. I'm pretty sure FF7 Remake is a game key card is too big for the 64GB cartridge. I disagree. FF7 Remake, I don't think it'd be too big for a version on to fit on there, because once again, Cyberpunk is on there, so I don't think Final Fantasy VII would be too big to fit on the 64GB cartridge. Because remember, they're porting the game. You don't take it wholesale over from another system. Like, it's not always that way. For example, Cyberpunk is more gigabytes on Xbox and PlayStation, but it fits on a 64GB cartridge on Switch too. So that's not necessarily true. So let's look at the file size. Final Fantasy VII Remake, let's just say PS5 file size. PS5 file size. It's roughly 86 gigabytes. Roughly 86 gigabytes. Remake intergrade. Roughly. So Cyberpunk 2077, PS5 file size. It's 102 gigabytes. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's 102 gigabytes on, it says roughly 102 gigabytes for Cyberpunk on PS5. Yeah, I think it's 50 something, 58 on Switch 2. So there's some optimizations that need to be made, and they can get it on there. Let's see here. Initial J with the $10 dono says, wonder what type of memory is in the cards, since people say the digital loads faster. Have you tested it? I have tested it. Curious, physical for the win. I love having a collection. Yes. It is faster. Some of them are significantly faster. The fastest is your internal storage. That is the fastest, is your internal storage. The next fastest is a memory card. And probably the slowest is a cartridge itself. But your internal storage will load things noticeably faster than off of a cartridge. But once again, it is what it is, right? Cartridges are slower. The cartridges for the express cartridges are slower than your internal. Your internal storage is the fastest. Like, the fastest is the internal storage on the Switch 2. That is the fastest for loading speed. And then SD cards, and then cartridges. Rebirth is 147 gigabytes according to Google. He's talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're not talking about Rebirth. We're talking about Remake, Joseph S. Thank you, Initial J. Thank you for the $10 dono. I think, does that get us to 206? Or did I already add that? I don't know if I already I think I added that. Okay, sorry. I added that 10 in. Yeah, I already added that 10 in. Yo, let's go. Or did I not add that 10 in? Somebody let me know if I added. Somebody rewind and let me know if I added the 10 in from Initial J or not. I don't remember because I'm stupid. They can cut it by 60 or below GB. Yeah, they can definitely get, if it's optimized well, they can definitely optimize the code and get it on a 64 gigabyte cartridge. If Cyberpunk did it, they can definitely do it as well, because Cyberpunk's pretty large on PS5. Fortnite is 100 on PS5 and 38 on Switch 2, so there you go. So yeah, optimizations need to be made for Switch 2. What comes after Remake? Rebirth. No, I didn't. Yo, what's up, Rax the Great? Okay, I didn't, says Daniel. Is that for real? Okay. I'm gonna add the 10. Shout out to Initial J. Thank you for the JoJo. We gotta get the JoJo first, though. Or no, we're gonna get the 206 on there. OJ doesn't talk Rebirth because he hasn't finished it. Well, no, I don't talk Rebirth yet because we're talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake is this year. So we're talking about that. So shut up, Deported. No, I'm joking. I haven't finished it, but I put like 40 hours into the game. I've played a lot of it. Shout out to JoJo boys, though. We got to get the JoJo in. Rex the Great, let's go. Shout out, thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate it. 208. Also, Limit Break. Speaking of Final Fantasy. Bonus stream, double, 2 times. Platinum Limit Break on stream. Yes, sir. Combo breaks, guys. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hey, the Great Wah. Welcome. Listen, did Chadley ruin Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for me? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Double points for people who get that reference that I did. It's a possibility. Possibly. Let's see here. Mac Meg with the 74 months says, in my opinion, all games that can fit on a 32GB cart should have a physical release. There are no excuses. Why do you think Nintendo's the only one that made one game card size? Why do I think? Why do I only think? Because we talked about that, Mac, because of the process. Like, it's probably cheaper for them to produce one cartridge than it is to produce a 32. Because most of the games, Street Fighter, the games that you're even talking about, Yakuza, it wouldn't even fit on a 32GB cartridge. So a lot of the games that you even wanted to buy on a GameCube card, it wouldn't even fit on a 32. So Split Fiction, that's a 71GB game. That wouldn't fit on a 32. Yakuza, that wouldn't fit. Street Fighter, that wouldn't fit. A lot of these games anyway wouldn't fit on there. So they probably chose the process that's going to be the cheapest to bulk produce with the highest amount. Instead of producing 2, they only produce 1. And if you want to use it, you just got to go with this for now. But a 32GB cartridge, people aren't going to use that either. Let me ask you a question, Mac. How many 32GB games do you have on your Switch 1? How many developers opted to use that on Switch 1? You can probably count it on one hand. So a 32 isn't going to help you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, a 32 ain't going to help you, or it's not going to be anything that developers want to opt to use that either. They didn't use that on the Switch 1. So yeah. Psycho Pie with the $5 dono says we're the same. You and I, we both haven't finished FF7 Rebirth, but will change very soon. The funniest thing with Psycho Pie, you've been saying that for months now. You've been saying that for months at this point. You've been saying that, and I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just not. The only way that I'm gonna finish Rebirth is if I don't know when I'm gonna finish. I don't know how I'm gonna finish Rebirth, guys. I have no idea. Once about Express are basically impossible to find. Got lucky with the 512 nearby Walmart. Yes, sir. Deport with the $2 says mods ban Sicilian for trolling. OJ, please. I got banned from DSP, from DSP's chat room. He banned me. He banned me. Called me an idiot. Street Fighter 6 being a keycard. All of them are a choice, George FT. They all made their own choice. It's not like Nintendo didn't force anybody to use a game keycard. They all made their own choice. So it's not. Some of you guys are thinking like somebody's like there's some type of mass conspiracy. It's really not. The game key. The physical cartridges are expensive, so some developers opted to just not use it. That's really all. It's really not complicated. It's really that simple. The 64GB cartridges are expensive, so some developers said we're not going to use it. That's it. There's no hidden Legends of the Hidden Temple scenario. There's no Dateline. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no forensic files murder mystery here. The 64GB cartridges are expensive, so they didn't want to use it. That's it. That's it. It's not super complicated.
This JoJo is just because you got banned by DSP Tears of Joel.
Let's go, JoJo. Yeah, I did get banned. I did get banned by him. He's an idiot though, so it's okay. If I get banned by an idiot, then it's no big deal. Thank you for the JoJo boys. I think Cybertorch, I think you are actually Hokage now with the 50, I think, right? Or you're close to that. I don't know. Lost count. But anyway, we're gonna put you up there. Shout outs, man. Thanks so much, Mr. Cybertorch. Cyber T. Cyber T, thank you for the big support. Let's go. Also, JoJo Friday, so you guys know the deal. JoJo boys in the chat. And I freaking messed up again. All right. Hold up. Let me do it. Okay, let me do it. Let me do it right. All right, there we go. Ah, yes. rubber thumbs. Mine messed up my thumbs. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. I messed it up. That's okay. We still got it for you though. 225 platinum and a coda, double platinum and a coda. A coda. I speak it into existence. Shut up. I think I got banned from DSP stream. I don't even remember what I said. For real. Yo, wait, DSP called someone an idiot? Really? Yes. That's I know that's funny, huh? It's really funny. It's really funny that he would call somebody else an idiot. It's true props to places for being a detractor. all I said to him. This is what I said to him. Bro, stop playing victim. That's all I said to him because he was playing victim. I was like, bro, stop playing victim. He was always like, oh, always me. I was like, bro, stop playing victim. That's all I said. It's like, that's what I tell you, you idiot. Yeah, you stupid. Oh, I'll bet, yeah. Cheese arm. Like, you guys are freaking moron, dude. Oh, let's see here. Oh, he's been banned by a lot of people, though. I have not been banned by a lot of people. I have absolutely not been banned by a lot of people. Do you guys see me on a bunch of live streams talking? Absolutely not. I have not been banned. Now, have I been blocked by people on Twitter? Yes, I agree. But that's yes, I have been blocked by a number of people on Twitter. But that's Twitter. On YouTube, I have not been blocked. I have not been blocked by a lot of people. I think he's the only person that's blocked me on YouTube. I don't recall being banned by really anybody on YouTube, you know? Let's see. I'm just saying, since people are quick to point Nintendo in regards to game keys. Yeah, some people are, but the reality is that there was an article that came out. The reality is that third-party developers opted for that, but Nintendo also offered them that option. You know, like it's both of them. They work together to get that to be a thing. Third-party developers wanted it because it's too expensive for the cart. Well, it's not. It's too expensive. It's too expensive right now for the cartridges. So third-party developers wanted an option. They still want to release the games, but they're like, hey, we don't want to pay for that. We don't know how well this is going to sell. We don't know if we're even going to make any money off our port. So if we're sure we'll make it for your system, but we got to have an option to, you know, to have a retail presence, but not actually pay for the 64 gigabyte cartridge because it costs way too much. We don't have sales projections. We don't know how well this is going to do, you know? So that's the reason why. That's it. And that's really it, guys. There's no conspiracy theory. I promise you there's no conspiracy theory. I promise you there's no crazy thing. It's simply cartridge media costs a lot of money. That's it. And some third-party developers were like, well, yeah, we're not going to use that when we don't even know how well the game is going to sell. We could end up losing money on this. So yeah, we're good. Some developers said, hey, look, we feel like we need it. You know, we're going to take a chance. And that's what they did. Cyberpunk, but you know, Cyberpunk also sold what, 30 million on Xbox and PlayStation and PC. So they sold a ton. So they had the extra resources and money and all that to do it and be confident in it. Obviously, Room Factory, the developers were like, this costs too much. And it was a hard decision to make, but we made that decision, you know. And even with them, they kind of wavered a little bit, right? Even Marvelous, they wavered because Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion is a game key card in Japan. In the West, it's a physical cartridge, but in Japan, it's a game key card. So even with that, they weren't 100% sure, you know, when it comes down to it. So yeah. But really, that's all it comes down to, guys. The cartridges are expensive. Some of them don't want to pay for it. That's it. I've been saying all week, if they make large enough cards to put full game on it and put the cost on us, I'm down for it. Oof. Oof. Yeah, the hardcore are down for it. But if you start... the cost on us would be like $20. So the game would be like $80 to $90. Like, maybe like more than... In Canada, it would be like $150 or something like that. So, yeah, the hardest of core, yes. But a lot of other people, absolutely not. Now, I don't know if that's a good idea. If I'm in a business, right, and we were looking at the prices and they told me that, I'd be like, no. I'd be like, I don't think so. I'd be like, we'd have to maybe go through limited run, or maybe we do something different. Maybe but I'm not gonna put that sticker shock for people with our games. I don't know if I would. Like I said, I don't know if I would. If that was the thing, like, either look, we don't eat the cost ourselves, but we just, you know, put it on the consumer. I don't know if I'd want that, because it would make it look, if I'm Nintendo, I don't know if I'd want that either, because it's going to make all the games look incredibly expensive. So, like, it'd be like, Street Fighter would be like $90 or something like that, right? So, Bravely Default would probably be like $70, $80 for that game. So, I don't know if that's something that they wanted to do, like that, because like I said, that would just make it look like everything's like $1 million. Like, everything is like Mario Kart World, right? So I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that would be a good idea. I get banned all the time. I'm the Dookie starter though. You get banned all the time? Where you banned from, Rax? Who's banning you? Really? What's more likely scenarios that Kingdom Hearts, if all the games come to Switch 2 for cartridges or game key cards? Game key card for Kingdom Hearts, yeah, 100%.
Since I have both, what would you play first? Bravely Default HD or Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma? Never played Bravely Default OG on the 3DS either.
I'd play Bravely Default. If you never played on the 3DS, I'd play Bravely Default. Yeah, that game's awesome. I love Bravely Default. But I really like Rune Factory, though. Rune Factory is really good, too. Rune Factory is really good as well. They're both good. Thank you, Mac Mega, for the... Oh, I thought it was $5. $3. Thank you, Mac Mega, for the $3. Let me subtract. $2.27. Thank you guys so much, man. Combo breaks in the house. Let's go. Dingo on my 40 with the 63 months. Pink Gratina says, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma is great. In all caps. I agree with you. I've got like 25 hours into the game. It's fantastic. It's a great game. The only thing that I would say is that the graphics necessarily aren't the best. Like the environment graphics aren't the best. The character models are okay. But the graphics necessarily aren't the best. But the game runs at a pretty target 60. It runs stable enough. But yes, it's very good. I like it a lot. I'm going to go play some Mario Kart 1 before I go to sleep. Work tomorrow, 58 hours in. Have a good night. All right, take it easy, Initial J. Thanks for coming out. And thank you for the $10 dono, man. Pushing 30. Yo, let's go. Yes, what I love about Rune Factory over like Persona or over like Fire Emblem is that you can talk to and you can discuss and you can go out on dates and you can do whatever you want that's within the time day limit. I like that way more than using up points or using up half of your day. Like that's one thing that drives me nuts about relationships in Persona is that you go on one date, it takes up your whole freaking day, half your day or your whole night. That's stupid. That's dumb. I don't even like that person that much. I just want to go eat a burger real quick. Why do I gotta freaking take my whole damn day to eat one burger or to go watch one movie? It does not take a whole day to watch a movie. It takes part of a day to watch a movie. If it's an hour and a half, 2-hour movie, it is not a whole day. That makes no sense. I really hope they change that with Persona. I really hope they change that because that is annoying. I really hate it. I really don't like that. So with Persona 6, please make a regular schedule where you like Rune Factory where, hey, look, you want to spend 10 minutes talking to this person? Cool. You want to go out to a shrine and bow your head, or you want to go eat dongo? 60 minutes. That's how much it would take. It does not take a whole day. It does not take 8 hours, 6 hours to eat a burger or to watch a movie. So that, to me, Rune Factory got Persona and Fire Emblem beat. Well, some Fire Emblems, not all Fire Emblems. But it's got Persona absolutely smacked when it comes to relationship stuff. Now, the scenarios and how they play out, maybe not necessarily beat Persona in that. But how it actually happens, it's got Persona crushed. Absolutely crushed. So yeah. Yes, that's been bothering me because I've played Persona so many times. And Rune Factory, I'm not a big Rune Factory person. So this is really my first real Rune Factory game where I've been getting into it in that type of way. Like I played like a demo or I played like a game on the Wii back in the day. I don't even remember that crap. So this is the first time that I've really been getting into Rune Factory. So I love how they do the relationship stuff. It's super fast. You just hit them with a little bit of a blessing. Hit them with a little bit of an Earth Dancer blessing. And then all of a sudden you start sweet talking them. Some of those guys are getting a little bit too close though. But I need to get up higher in the boost though, so I can get their benefits. But anyway, it's like, go take a nap. I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am not taking a nap with you. I don't care if you might like it. I am not taking a nap with you. But anyway, that's just me. If you want to, that's cool too. Yeah, it's much better in Rune Factory. I'm not missing much. Getting the Switch 2 Pro controller, just using my OG one, right? The Switch 2 Pro controller is significantly better than the Switch 1 Pro controller. And there's 4 key points that I'd say why it's better. The HD rumble is slightly better. The D-pad is significantly better. The analog sticks are better, and the buttons are definitely a little bit more silent and more plush. Also, you have these back buttons right here that can map to any game individually. It remembers each game. So essentially you get, like, if you're playing Xenoblade, you can easily swap the arts without actually using the system level remapping, which makes it awesome for a variety of different RPGs and other games. For Rune Factory, I've got dodges and I've got, you know, a camera or whatever dodges mapped to right here so I can easily access it. So are you missing much? Yes. Is it a necessity at the price that it's at? No. You can roll with your Switch 1, you know, your Switch 1 controller and be just fine. But if you want the best, obviously it's like a premium controller, right? So no, you're not missing a lot, but you are missing a lot at the same time. So yeah. Texture as well, all around really good. System itself, yes, it feels really nice to hold. But the best thing about this is the back ones, and the D-pad is much better, and the analog sticks. Analog sticks are really smooth. So yeah. Hold up, 1 second, guys. You don't want to think about turning 30, party man? Yeah, turn 30, party man. But that's going to be crazy when you do turn 30, party man, because you got here when you were 12. So that's nuts. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Gratina. Yes. Oh, and it has a headphone jack. Yes, it does have a headphone jack for voice chat. So if you're playing something like Fortnite or something, it's super good. It's super good for that. Like Fortnite or I don't know what else. If you're playing a game chat with your homies or your friends, you just plug it in. It works. Works like a charm. You know, works just like Xbox 360 or PS5. There you go, PS5. Turning 30 is honestly nothing special. Turning 30 is where you might have a somewhat midlife crisis. Let me tell you what happens when you turn 30. If you turn 30 and you're still a bum, whoo, it's gonna hit you, because 20 feels a certain way, 30 doesn't. So I suggest all of you guys do not be bums by the time that you're 30. But things get real. It's even more dire situation for women because of how men treat women. So it's even worse. So what I would say for everybody here, if you're a man, you better have your ish together by the time that you're 30, and don't let it go past 35. For women, do what you can before you turn 30. Do what you can before you turn 30. Things get a little bit tougher in terms of how men treat you, which is unfair and unfortunate, but it's just the way that it is. Just like it's kind of unfair sometimes for men, they don't have their money, they don't have everything right by the time that they're 30. They need a little bit more time. That's not fair either. But yeah, you're gonna feel it. You're really gonna feel it if you're still struggling or if there's still problems. You're gonna feel it. So I implore all of you guys to get things together by the time that you're 30. Your 30s should be fun and happy. You know, it should be good. Your 20s should be struggle, and your 30s and 40s should be things should get a bit easier for you. That's how it was for me. 30s and 40s, I'm having a little bit more fun, but my 20s were terrible, absolutely awful. I hated it. Worst time of my life was in my 20s. So yeah. 30's not old. 30's not old at all. I'm not implying that 30 is old. I'm just implying that that's the age where, you know, things are looked at a little bit differently. That's all I'm implying, is that things are looked at a little. You're not old. You know, I don't even think 40's old. I don't even think, really, in today's day, if you take care of yourself, you know, eat healthy, exercise, work out, 40's not even old. You know, 40's fine. You're old. Like, what? Old is like 80 something. You know what I'm saying? Like, old is like when you're like in your 80s. Like, I don't even really think like 50's like that old. You know, like old is like 80, 90. Like, that's old. You know what I'm saying? But like 30, no. 40, no, not really. 50, 60, okay, maybe. 70, okay, now you're getting old. 70 is okay. We're getting old. We're getting old out there. 70, 80, 90, 100, yeah, you're old. But 20, 30, 40, 50, not so much. I mostly got things going, but always be better. Yeah, pardon me, you got things going. You got things going, so you're good. You're good. I get 5 years to find my husband. Thanks, LJ, for the wisdom. Yes, 5 years. Not quite, Pig. Not quite. I would say for you specifically, it depends. You know, some women, without being rude, some women, yes, maybe you should. But other women that are blessed with a little bit, you know, maybe better genetics, you know, for certain things, no, you can stretch it out. You can stretch it out a little bit further than that, you know. But for some women, sure, absolutely, because some women necessarily don't do the best job of certain things. You know, same thing with men. It's the same thing. It's not like it's sexist, right? It's not like it's like, oh, men, by the time, like, you know, some men don't do the best job at certain things in terms of how they look, right? Drink too much, party too much non-exercise, all sorts of stuff, right? So yeah.
Party man is going to change his handle at 40. He will be party's over man.
Party's over, man. Yeah, shout outs. Also, Big Left the Deported with the $2 says, what about Wings of Redemption 40? Ooh, you don't want to be a Wings of Redemption 40. Cybertos, thank you for the $5 as well. You don't want to be that. And what I mean is, like, you know, some women obviously, you know, looks are, you know, they look better than others. So yeah, you'll be fine by the time that you're 30. Like, it's fine. But some women, things get a little bit different for some, right? Same thing with men. Like I said, some men, things start looking a little bit different as we get a little bit older. So it's kind of the same thing, right? It's kind of the same thing. Shout outs though, appreciate you guys. So not quite for you, Pink. You're good. Don't feel pressured to find a husband in 5 years or whatever, you know. Don't feel too pressured. Although I will say, obviously, it complicates things, and this is part of the reason why I say this. It complicates things with women because if you want children or not. Now, I don't want to get into kinesiology OJ mode, but women's health class, you're fine if you have children in your 30s. Heck, you can even have children in your 40s if you really want to. But complications do arise past the age. It's different for every woman, different for women. But complications do arise past 30. If you get past like 30, 35, 36, that's when things start getting really different for women in terms of childbirth. So that would be the thing then. Do you want children? Do you not? That's when it's like, okay, you know. So yeah. I'm just vibing. Yeah, just vibe and have fun. You're still super young, but 24, 25. Yeah, you're still really young, so just vibe, chill. And you know, we had a conversation on Twitter, right, about just men being sleazy towards you, right? Like you go on one date and they're already like, they already want to go the whole thing. It's like, I just met you, you know, like, and people like those are the worst type of men that are gonna take advantage of you, right? So you know, take your time to find the right one that's not willing to be sleazy, that actually wants to get to know you as a person and all that, you know, and all that good stuff. So yeah. Let's see, Yoj, what's up, man? Literally have the power of outage in the home. Oh, sorry to hear about that. I'm 27, still trying to figure out what I want in life for a career. You're 27, that's fine. That's good. I'm 30-year-old Arrowance guy. I don't feel rushed in finding a partner. No, you don't have to. I told you for men, I said have it together. I didn't say have a partner. I said have it together for men at 30. I didn't say have a partner. Hold up. I didn't say have a partner. I said have it together. You can have it together and not have a partner at 30. You could be 35 years old as a man and have it together and not have a partner. I didn't say that. I just said have things together. So what do I mean by that? You know, your own apartment, a car, you know, okay paying job. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, decent wardrobe. You got a nice cologne that you can wear. You know, cut your hair nice. You know what I'm saying? Get an edge up. Like, you know, these are the type of things that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, know what fits you, exercise, work out, have a healthy, you know, balance of life. You know what I'm saying? That's what it, like my 20s, what was I doing? I was a freaking Ninja Turtle in my 20s. I was like, hey dude, I'm spinning around, I'm drinking, I'm wilding out, I'm acting like a complete moron. Not complete, but I'm like, when I was in my 20s, I was like 30% moron in my 20s, 70% okay, 30% moron, maybe even higher in my 20s. Okay, now that at this age, I'm like 5% moron, 95% I got everything together. So that's what I mean. Like, your ratio of being a complete idiot needs to be together. Like, you need to be less than, you know, 10% less as a man. I'm not talking about as a woman. As a man, you need to be like non-idiot. Like, and what I mean by idiot is like excessive drinking. What I mean by idiot is staying up all night, doing stuff. What I mean by idiot is not exercising, not taking care of your body. What I mean by idiot, not making sure that you have that solid job. You know what I'm saying? Like, do stuff like that. You know, like all of those things combined, right? You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of what you got to as a man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. When I was younger, I was a complete idiot. You know, 30-40% idiot. You know, the only reason why I wasn't, because I was in college, so at least I was being responsible and going to college, getting my degree. I was working, but some of the decisions that I made were absolutely moronic. You know, like just completely moronic. So by the time that I turned 30 plus, I had most of that together, and it's, you know, now I'm old, so I'm older, so now it's good. 60% Scottish, 35% Irish, 5% more on here. There you go. OJ, a month or so ago, came to terms, so I won't play football again in my life. Really miss it nowadays. Oh, did you play football, Killer Ninja? I didn't know. Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you this. Like, the mentality of a football player and the fact that when you have to come to grips that you won't play anymore, that is like the saddest feeling. I remember when I came to grips. I remember I pulled my in 2011. I was trying out for the Sacramento Mountain Lions in 2011, and which was a UFL, a professional team in the UFL. Which is it's a defunct league now. But I was at my brother's place because he lived up north. So I tried out for the Sacramento Mountain Lions, and dude, I'm so stupid. This is part of me being a moron. And I'm just doing a little bit of light training. I get there about 2 to 3 days before the tryout. I'm doing a little bit of light training, and I'm running like a 40 at like a park, and I pull my freaking hamstring. I freaking pulled my hamstring 2 days or a day or so before the tryout. I was so angry, and that essentially ended my football career right there. And for the longest time, I never forgave myself for that mistake that I made. But you have to, because I really thought that I was going to make the team that year. Like, I tried out the year before, and they liked me, but I didn't make it past the final cuts. Like, I ran a 4.5 40. I ran good. They liked me. I made it past like the first initial. Like, they said, hey, come over here. They made me do some drills. So I'm like, okay, I didn't make the team that year. This was 2010. I didn't make the team that year, but I was like, okay, they liked me. I made it past the first couple things. I think I did well in individual drills. I'm like, next year, I'll make the team. So I trained really hard. I shaved off weight, got to like 170. I was running, in my tests, I was running like a 4.49, 4.5, 40. So I was running really good. I was squatting 500 something pounds. I was benching 345 pounds. Dude, I was at the peak of physical conditioning and fitness that I've ever been. I was training 2 to 3 times a day, you know, in 2011, just busting it. I was working as a personal trainer, you know, so I was just in the gym all day, you know, no kids, obviously, no girlfriend, no kids, so it didn't matter. So I was just training all day. And that realization that all that hard work that I did for a year and a half, 2 years just came crashing down. You know, and I never played another down again after that. Never played another down after that. So you just got to come to grips with that. And when you do, you'll feel a lot better. You know, I feel you on that one though, man. I totally feel you. Y'all got mountain lions in Sac? I think so. Yeah, there might be some mountain lions there. I'm not sure. I ain't never seen a mountain lion in Sacramento though. I ain't never seen a mountain lion. I'll be honest. I've never seen one, but there might be one. There might be a mountain lion there. So yeah, so are you going bananas for Bananza, OJ in chat? Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to Donkey Kong Bonanza. I played defensive end, did play a lot of DT and O-line. Did you play college, Killer Ninja, or no? I know how you feel. I damaged my elbows, bad genetic issue. When I started working out properly 2 years ago, I was crushed. Had to adapt all my workouts to day activities a bit. Yeah. A lot of cougars. So yeah, man. I know how you feel though, man. When you realize that you just played your last football game is legit emotional. It really is, man. When you realize that you just played like your last down, I just got chills right then. You played your last down. You're not in that mode anymore. I know, Huddy, you played college, right? You played DB, right? DB and receiver. Or you played. I think Huddy played college football, or he played high. I know he was really good in high school. It sucks, man. Like, and I know some of you guys maybe played other sports, or you had other interests, and like when you know that you're never gonna be able to do it again. Or you're never going to be able to do it again at the level that you want to. Now, did I play like, I played like tackle football, like with friends and stuff like that. I played like, but I never played another like down again in like organized football, which was sad. But you know, it is what it is. You got to move on. I realized afterwards that, you know, I gotta get a regular job and I gotta provide and all that stuff. So yeah. Yo, man, I watched Minecraft movie on Max. I enjoyed it. Don't know if you saw it, but I got behind it. LOLs. I heard that the Minecraft movie's terrible, but I did not see it. No. Shout outs to Kevin with the $5 dono. And he says, I think the option is there. Peeps will buy it, make more niche. At least you get the full thing for a little more if that's what it takes. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kevin, the cost would be like everything's like $80. $90. I just don't know if that's a good idea to put that on the store shelves. Like, the PR for that is terrible, as well. Yeah, I don't know, man. If I'm Nintendo, or if I'm the third party, I don't think it's worth it to have that sticker shock and to have everyone saying Switch 2 games are all $90 or $100. Like, look at what they did with Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World is $80 fully on cart, and everyone flipped their lid, right? Mario Kart World, $80 fully on cart, 64GB cartridge, and people flipped out, right? Now imagine that with old games that aren't even new. So Street Fighter and Yakuza and these, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that'd be a problem, Kevin. Now don't get me wrong. Would we probably be like, okay, cool, it's on there, but I just don't know if that's, considering how people reacted to Mario Kart being 80, I don't know, man. Deported with the $2 says, could Dreamcast guy beat you in football? No. There's nobody that I've talked to on the Spawncast that could beat me in any sport that I played legitimately. I don't think there's anybody on the Spawn that's ever been on the Spawncast that can beat me in football or basketball. I don't think there's a single person that can beat me. RGT thought, he says, well, I might be able to. And I'm like, dude, you're not beating me in basketball. So football, no. But football, you don't play football against one person. If football's a team sport. So if we're talking basketball, there's not a single person I think that can beat me in basketball. I don't understand all the hate. Most of the time I feel like just grifters acting dumb on YouTube for views, Minecraft, and great visuals, and that was pretty fun. Hey, if you enjoyed it, man, that's all that matters. You don't got to worry about other people, you know? So yeah. Let's see. We clap RGT. RGT knows how to play basketball though. He does know how to play. He used to play. He didn't play like organized, but he shot around, like he knows how to dribble and stuff like that. He knows how to dribble. The funniest thing is seeing someone who doesn't know how to play basketball or dribble a basketball that has never dribbled a basketball. That is the fun. Like, watching someone try to dribble is like the most hilarious thing. It's like, I'm pretty sure some of you guys are like that. Dribbling a basketball is really weird. It is a really weird thing. And unless you did it for a significant amount of time when you were younger or something, it's going to be the most awkward thing. Like, it looks easy because you see Michael Jordan and Steph Curry and LeBron dribble. But I'm telling you, trying to dribble a basketball and make sure nobody steals it from you, like hits it out of your hands, oh my God, it is really weird. Even I've been playing basketball for forever. I was playing, and even then, I'm not the best at dribbling. You know, it's really difficult. It's not an easy thing. Is he tall? RGT's about 5'10", but being good at basketball isn't all simply based on how tall that you are. I've seen tiny people that are really good at basketball. They're just tiny, so they're not going to be as dominant as big guys, because big guys are closer to the rim. But I've seen short people be really good at basketball. So basketball is a skill sport. At the lower levels, it's really skill based. At the higher levels, it's also skill based, but you need to be tall at the higher. The higher you get in competition, the taller you need to be to make an impact, you know, to make like a real impact. At lower level competition, like when you're growing, like, you can be really any height as long as you practice and you've got some skill, you can play. But it just gets harder and harder as guys get taller and taller, or as women get taller and taller. It gets harder and harder to be as good as you were, you know, because there's just a distance factor that factors into it, you know. Whereas in other sports like football, or football or soccer, height it's a factor in some positions, but it really doesn't matter for a lot of positions in like American football. Height matters in pretty much every position in basketball. Almost every position, height factors in. Whereas football, it does, but it really doesn't. There's tiny people in football that are really good, like all pro level, that are just as good as guys that are really tall. I mean, there's tiny quarterbacks that are, you know, 5'10", 5'11", that are good. Drew Brees, you know, or 6 foot, that's tiny for a quarterback, that are really good. They just have to adjust things. So basketball, you can be tiny too in basketball, but it's just harder to make it at the higher level when you're small. Because there's just, like I said, there's just a distance gap. That's just that you can't, like if somebody's 7 foot, you're not going to be able to guard. If you're 5'11" or 6 foot, you're not going to be able to guard somebody that's 7 foot. They're just going to dunk on you, or they're just going to back you down. If you're 6 foot and there's somebody that's 6'5" or 6'6" at receiver, you can guard them. You can definitely guard them. You can high point the ball, or no, not high point. You can wait for the ball to come down. And you can hit it out of their hands. You can take out their knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be physical at the line of scrimmage. There's all sorts of things. Like, I've seen tall guys get absolutely wrecked by little guys in football. I've seen little guys truck myself. I'm 5'9". I've trucked 6'5" people. You know what I'm saying? I've just ran them completely over. Like, just put my shoulder right into their chest and just truck them. So it's a little bit different in football, where leverage and power is different. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're bigger in football, it's going to help you. But the height is not a factor as much in skill positions and in certain stuff. Now, linemen, yes. Linemen, there is a factor in that. But even shorter guys, linemen 6'1", 6'2", they can be as dominant as 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" guys. You know. The person slim with the $2 says, did you see the clip where they gouged Caitlin Clark's eyes and another girl just levied her? I did see that, but that's called competition, you know. The girls play hard too. So Caitlin Clark, there's lots of girls that have got their eyes hit and then got pushed. They're not going to treat her any better than anybody else, you know. And let me give you another example. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. The Detroit Pistons beat the hell out of him. I watched it. They literally, John Cena, JBL clotheslined Michael Jordan from hell. So other people try to defend Caitlin Clark as in people can't be physical with her or resent her. Yeah, they're going to resent. They resented Michael Jordan. Did you guys hear what they said about Michael Jordan when he first got into the league? Oh, he's not 7 foot. He can't play. Oh, well, we've never seen guards come in and do this. They beat the hell out of Michael Jordan, and he's the GOAT. So I don't want to hear nothing about Caitlin Clark. Yeah, people are going to play her tough. People are going to have resentment. They had the same thing with Jordan. Jordan went through that too. We just didn't have social media back then. But Jordan, they beat the hell out of Jordan. They clipped him from when he was jumping in the air. They body bagged him, man. So what's happening to Caitlin Clark ain't anything that shouldn't be expected. They did that to Michael Jordan times 10. Go watch the tapes. Go watch the tapes. They did that to Michael Jordan. So if they're doing that to Caitlin Clark, or if they're trying to do, like, yeah, it happened to Michael Jordan. So if it happened to Michael Jordan, why wouldn't it happen to you? You know, she's probably the most hyped prospect in women's basketball. Like the hype is as similar to Michael Jordan, or similar to Kobe, or not Kobe. She was more hyped than Kobe. She was, maybe it's similar to LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But her hype is just as high as these guys, as Jordan, as LeBron, as some of these other guys that have came in. Yeah, they're going to be physical with her. Yeah, they're going to be chippy with her. That's called competition when someone comes in and says that they're the best. No, you want to prove that you're the best. They did the same thing with Jordan. So I don't have any problem with it. That's what makes girls basketball or women's basketball more exciting. Yeah, there should be rivalries. There should be chippiness. There should be people beefing. They should not like her. That's going to make you watch. You want everybody to be rolling out the red carpet for Caitlin Clark? Hell no. They didn't roll out the red carpet for LeBron. They didn't roll out the red carpet for Jordan. No, people are going to be chippy. That's what makes it exciting. I have been more tuned into women's basketball because of the chippiness and because of the people playing so hard. Because of the Angel Reese situation. That's what makes it more exciting. You need storylines, man. All these people trying to sit here and cape for Caitlin Clark, stop. We're all excited because of that. That's all we want to see that, in my opinion. Now, I don't want cheap shots and all that, but I want to see people being, getting in their face a little bit and all that. That's what I want to see. NBA's like that. NFL's like that. Why shouldn't WNBA be like that? You know? At least that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Let's see. I don't know, bro. It's not the 1980s. If her eye gets damaged, they didn't try to gouge her eye out on purpose. They swiped the ball and they hit her eye. Like that's happened to many people. If you've played basketball, we've all got poked in the eye while playing basketball. You know, like, listen, it happens. That's part of it. They didn't freaking go like freaking what was it, like Three Stooges? They didn't go, hey. They didn't poke her eye out like that. They swiped at the ball when she was dribbling and they hit her in the face or whatever. They hit her in the face. It was an accident. It wasn't on purpose, you know? And that's what happens in basketball. Lots of guys, Jordan's been poked in the eye. Even in today's day, guys have been poked in the eye in today's day. It's an accident, you know? But I don't think they were trying to do it. It wasn't intentional. But yeah, it wasn't Three Stooges like, yeah, poke you in the eye real quick, you know? Like, listen, man, people are going to play hard. People are going to play hard. That's what you want. I don't want there to be cheap shots or poking in the eye. No, I don't want that, but it just happens. I've been poked in the eye a million times while playing basketball. It's just part of the game. Let's see here. WNBA might have better storylines than WWE. I mean, it might, dude. It might have better storylines. It might. WNBA is exciting now, man. It's exciting. It's exciting to see. Is Angel Reese gonna is Angel Reese gonna get, you know, go 2 for 15, but have a double? You know what I'm saying? It's like, is Caitlin Clark gonna hit logo threes? You know what I'm saying? Like, is Brittany Griner gonna dunk? Like, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great. It's good. The storylines are good now. I like it. See, people play b-ball and know what it feels like. Other people exaggerate. Yeah, I feel you though. Like, I get it though. Like, I get people saying like it's too much. Like, you should be thanking, like, and there is resentment towards Caitlin Clark because of how much attention and money she's making. She's making $30 million plus. I think almost 40 million on endorsements. She's by far the most rich WNBA player instantly, just like that. She has crazy amounts of endorsements and all that. And maybe some feel that she did not earn that, but she actually did earn it. And the reason why she did earn it is because she decided to play like Steph Curry. And she can play up to Steph Curry's level. Steph Curry is also one of the most popular, richest players as well. And he became rich very quickly as well. So Steph Curry also earned money very quickly too. Not from his contract, but from endorsements. So it's one of those things to where she plays a certain way that's very exciting. So you're going to have endorsements. She's very tall. She plays very well. She's an all-around player. She's exciting to watch. So that's the reason why. She has that. And that's based off of her work. She's worked on that. So she's actually earned that money. You know, some WNBA players think that she does not, or she has not, because she hasn't put in the work that others has, but she has, because she can play like that, and it's not like she's bricking every shot. You know what I'm saying? She can play like Steph Curry, and people like that. People like Steph Curry. People think Steph Curry is one of the most entertaining, if not the most entertaining player of all time, right? One of the most entertaining, because he can just shoot from anywhere. People like that. That'll make you a lot of money. If you can shoot from anywhere, that'll make you a ton of money. If you can shoot the basketball, that will make you a ton of money in endorsements, because people love that. You can just jack up threes all day. That's what people like. People like seeing that. So she earned that way because she can shoot. People always complain about the NBA being too safe, and now women are involved. They want them to play delicate. That's what well, people always complain about the WNBA is boring. People always complain the WNBA, oh, nobody watches, nobody cares. Now that people care, now all of a sudden, oh no, treat Caitlin Clark like a princess. Caitlin Clark will tell you it's all good. She'll even tell you that. She'll even tell you, no, it's fine. It's all good. This is how it's supposed to be. She'll even say that. Maybe she feels like she's getting roughed up a little bit more, but that's just part of it. If she thinks of it like she's Jordan, then she'll feel better about it. If she thinks that, hey, look, Jordan had resentment, then you can make peace with that. But she's making plenty of money, man. No, there's nothing to feel sorry for. She's making plenty of money. She's working hard. She's doing a great job. She's elevating the league. There's nothing to be angry about. Now, if you're a Caitlin Clark fan and you feel that she's getting roughed up and it's unfair, then that's fine. It's okay to feel that way. But trust me, you wouldn't feel as passionate about this if there wasn't some chippiness, if there wasn't some resentment. The resentment and all that, it makes it better. When people have a little bit of beef, it makes it a little bit better. Trust me, it does. Like, there's people that I don't like, and then there's people that I like. So if I was to have to, let's say me and Party Man were fighting, there wouldn't really be any excitement with it, because I like Party Man. I don't want to fight him. I couldn't put my all into it. I'd probably pull my punches. Like, let's just say somebody forced us to. It would be terrible. But if I was fighting somebody that's a complete weirdo that I dislike, dude, I'd be talking. It'd be more interesting because I'm like, oh, these people don't like each other. It's more exciting. It's chippy. That's what you guys want to see, right? So that's the whole point. No, that's not the point. The point is, I don't like, people want to see high competition. if somebody doesn't like someone, if there's trash being talked, it makes it even better. Now, as long as it doesn't go past the line, like I said, no cheap shots and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you want to see good competition. That's what I want to see, you know? Good competition. She's definitely getting targeted a little more, but that's what happens when you're like that. Exactly. She is getting targeted a little bit more. She is. But that's how you take it as, oh, she's the best player on the team. Well, her and Aaliyah Boston are the best player on the team. But, like, she's one of the better players, if not the best player in the league, right? Or she's up there, clearly. So, yeah, you're going to be targeted. You know? That's what happens. Listen, when I played high school football, you know, it happened. Yo, Cyber Taurus! Yo, what the? Yo, the princess faced the party man beat down! I wasn't expecting that. We fight for money though?
Fine. If you don't want to fight him, I will.
Cyber Taurus fought party man and won! Yo, let's go! The big 5-0. Yo, almost the triple platinum. Yo, the super JOJO as well. The super 5 times JOJO on JOJO Friday. Let's go. Let's see here. I'll argue if they can make a collection edition of the game for 100 without a game disc. That's true. That's true. Now, here's the thing, Kevin. If they made it to where if you buy a collector's edition and it's like 100, or you can buy a game key card, I think that would fly. Shout out to Cyber Taurus, though. Like, if they said, hey, look, game key card for the 60 or whatever, 50 or 40, but a super special edition, custom ordered or whatever for 64 gigabyte for 100, I think that would work. I think that would be, people would be like, okay, that's cool. We'd be down for that. Shout outs to and people hate those, by the way. They don't buy that crap. People hate those. Shout out to Cyber Taurus with the big 50. Yo, let's go. What on the board, Okage? Cyber T also bumping up the Stream Ninja 250 and becoming the Soul Stream Ninja as well. Thank you so much, Cyber T. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Cyber T beating up Party Man. Bodied him. Party Man, you're getting bodied, dude. Cyber T's cooking you. He's cooking you. Cyber T, I was saying, thank you so much for that support, man. That's seriously super, super nice of you. Hokage hand signs. Let's go. Cyber, when I was playing football, there was this tough team that we always played against. They're called Clovis. They were always like Valley champs and stuff like that. And my junior year, I got the ball like damn near every time. I think I averaged like 30 carries a game, man. Like close to 30 carries a game. Dude, they just kept on giving me the ball. We had a quarterback that was like 5'5". No, he wasn't 5'5". He was like 5'7", 5'8". He couldn't see over the damn line. He's like a little like scat back type of, or like little scrambling quarterback. He can throw okay, but he was just short. We didn't have anybody at quarterback that year. And, you know, so they're just like, all right, OJ, you're getting the ball like every down. I was just like, okay. So I just get the ball all the time. They bought me like this body armor, dude. Like this, I look like a Gears of War guy my junior year. They bought me like this body armor to wear underneath because I just get the ball so much. So I remember, since I got the ball so much, everybody just like the whole game plan was just blitz and tackle me and hit me every single time. So guys would just bring it, right? They would just bring it because they know I'd get the ball, you know, 60% of the time. 67. So when I was playing against Clovis, they would put a little bit extra on every hit. They'd hit me, they'd tackle me, and they'd like put their hand in, like reach their hand in there, or they dig their fist into my gut or something like that, or into my sides. And one guy, freaking, he tackled me in the backfield, like got like a good tackle on me. I was like, oh, that's gotta hurt. And then after he said that, he headbutted me. So it's like, what the? And I mean, just straight up just headbutted me. And I'm just like, what the heck? Now, he got penalized, but I wasn't really mad. Even after the game, I wasn't mad. I don't think I was even mad during the game. Because when you're the focus of the offense, or when you're the person, everyone said, oh, okay, that's the guy that we got to stop. You know, I was having an all-area year that year, too. Like, I was doing really good. Yeah, Yeah, they're gonna give you a little bit of extra. They're gonna do a little bit. They're gonna jaw a little bit more. They're gonna target you. That's just how it is. And like if anybody's a good player, they know that. They know that they're gonna get targeted. They know they're gonna get hit a little bit more. They know that they're gonna get a few. You gotta watch out for cheap shots. That's just how it is, man. At high level competition, you know, that's just kind of how it is. And you don't want it, but that's just what happens. So yeah. Yeah, we basically ran a like old school Nebraska. We ran a what did we run? We ran a not triple wing, but we ran a pro set, fullback, tight end, 2 tight ends, fullback, 1 wide receiver sets. We ran a lot of that, you know.
All right, guess I gotta turn up the heat in Mario Kart World since people like beating me up. I shall rise up and deal with the bullies. Lol JK.
Oh
Play
man.
some Mario Kart World music cause that host is so beautiful.
Yes, the OST is fantastic. Mario Kart World. World music. Can you give us a review of it? The Donkey Kong demo? Yeah, I'll check out the Donkey Kong demo. I gotta see where it's at. Hopefully it's at like my Best Buy or something. So yeah, I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out for sure. The QB was like 5'7". How short was the RB? Me? I was the RB. At that time, that was my junior year. I was about 5'7" or something like that too. I'm 5'9" now, but I was about 5'6", 5'7". But being a running back, you can be that short. Being a quarterback, you got to be taller than 5'7" at quarterback. So yeah, to be honest, being a short running back is actually ideal. If you've got a big old huge offensive, do you know how many times I ran the ball and nobody could see where I was at because I would run super low to the ground? I had Big Ben. He was like 6'6". Big Moose. He was like 6'4". Big Rhino. He was like 6'2". I had a bunch of big old linemen. Dude, they couldn't see me. Kevin with the $3 dono. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate that. Dude, I got so many yards by just running behind where they literally could not see me. Like, if I was big, they'd be able to see me. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Kevin, with the $3 dono. I appreciate that, man. Let's go. I imagine if the QB was 5'7", no. If the QB's 5'7", most running backs are taller than 5'5". Most running backs in high school are not. Most running backs in high school are like 5'8", 5'9". I'd say like the majority of running backs are probably like 5'8", 5'9". Like in terms of like nobody's really like 5'5". I mean that's lower than the average height for a man. So most running backs aren't going to be that short. No, just because a quarterback is 5'7", that doesn't mean the running back's going to instantly be shorter than the quarterback. You know. And in today's day, a lot of running backs are actually pretty big. They're really tall. A lot of running backs in today's day are, 6 foot, 6'1", 5'11", like, at least taller than what it was before, 6 foot plus. So, yeah, yeah, Derrick Henry, he's huge. But there's a lot of short running backs too. But yeah, there's also a lot of guys that are like 6 foot plus now at running back. It's different. Let's see here. I played the corner. I'll take you, player. Since dude, I was 130 pounds. Oh, you played corner? You'll take me? Oh, you're 130 pounds. Hey, man. You still played, though, Kevin. Hey, look, man. At least you tried. At least you tried. Listen, football's not something where it's like, oh, man, I'm going to play football. And it's like, it's scary, man. It's a little scary to be sitting there, going out there and hitting people. So, I mean, even if you didn't play or if you weren't that good, that's okay. I wasn't that good either. It's not like I made it to the NFL either. So yeah, as long as you went out there and tried your best, that's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. So that's to Kevin. Thank you for the $3 dono, though, bro. I appreciate it. I tried pancaking Marshawn Lynch every time he had the ball. I remember the times he was dragging 2 or 3 guys. Oh yeah. Marshawn was like a freaking thoroughbred horse. So yeah. What's up, young CA? It's that Target from, I know. Yeah, it's Walmart and Target where they have the demo station. So I'll check out, I'll see if I can go to Walmart and, I'll see if I can go to Walmart and get it from there. Oh my goodness. I didn't even notice. We went super over on time. We are well past the JoJo Friday time limit. I've got to do Yakuza tomorrow. I got to have a draft ready for Yakuza tomorrow. So I got to get working on that. So I think with that Cyber Taurus Big 50, with that Party Man 5, with that Kevin 3, yo, we hit the triple Gold Platinum. I appreciate that. So let's go. Thank you so much. And also, JoJo, Friday for my man Cyber Taurus. Appreciate that. Let's go. Let's see here. Did anyone try to hijack a truck full of Wii U's? I don't think so. But the Switch the Switch 2 hijacking, that was an inside job. So thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream, man. I really appreciate it. You guys were incredible. Cyber Taurus just dominating the board. Big love to Flipping the Switch. Big love to Party, man. Everybody that dropped donos. The Porter Sicilian, thank you for the multiple donos, man. I appreciate you. Psycho Pie, thank you for the dono. Initial J, Mac Mega, Justin as well. Roger, Crispy Tofu, thank you guys. D-Bunny, thank you guys so much, man, for supporting the stream. It really does help out. Shout out to all the Elite Ninjas out there that are also supporting, everybody that came by the chat and talk about the games. I really, really, really appreciate it, guys. I really do. Make sure you guys check out my most recent video where I talk about Nintendo Switch 2 news. We've got Switch 2 news out the yin yang bizang chang dang, you know, so we got a lot of different stuff. A lot of different stuff to talk about, man. So that the video was up. Also, last night, if you missed it, we had a Donkey Kong Bonanza. We had some extra information on Donkey Kong Bonanza. I know a lot of you guys were kind of Donkey Kong Bonanza out. You don't need to know any more information. You're sold on the game. You're going to buy it, you know, all that good stuff. But we did have another video on Donkey Kong Bonanza going over some new footage from Japan, going over the demo station stuff. So check that out. If you haven't played it yet, or if you haven't watched that video, check it out. So 2 big videos that were up in the last 12 hours plus or so. So Donkey Kong, we also had a big third-party video as well. That's already over 11K views. So thank you guys so much for that. My Donkey Kong reaction, that's up. So head over to the page, man. Head over to the page. We got 190 people watching. So here's what I would love for all of you guys to do. You know what? Real quick before you guys go. I have this video up. It's a little bit before the Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct, so it's a little bit old. But if you guys could watch this video too, get that video to 10K, that would be great. So we got nearly 200 people here. So if you guys could watch this video, let's get that to 10K. Let's get all vids to 10K. I'd really appreciate that if we get all vids to 10K. So I'll definitely push videos that aren't quite there yet. Go give it a watch. Like I said, it's a little bit older. Obviously, it's before the Donkey Kong video, but there's some other stuff in there with Devil May Cry and with other things to talk about. So I'll probably change the title too, since we're already past Donkey Kong. So I'll probably change the title on that one. But go check it out. I talk about Devil May Cry. I talk about Borderlands. I talk about Crash Team Racing. So there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in there as well. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate that for your support. You guys have been incredible. And yeah, check out that most recent video that video that I just linked. That one right there. So thank you guys so much. I love y'all. So big love to Cyber Taurus, man. We got to give him some extra love. Party, man. All of you guys. Thank you guys so much for a great stream. All right, tomorrow, guys, no spawn cast for me. I'm going to be doing some, you know, some Nigerian stuff. So I'm going to be doing stuff with the fam and all that. So no spawn cast for me tomorrow. Although I will have a stream. I will have a stream before, and we'll have a PE live. So we will have a stream, but no spawn cast probably, just because I'll be busy during that time period, okay? So all right, guys, love y'all so much. Thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream. Thank you guys for being awesome. Love you guys, and we will see you for tomorrow's. It'll be a little bit earlier too, so I'll probably stream like around maybe 5 o'clock Eastern time. So it's gonna be a little bit earlier in the day, just so I can get the stream in. Then I gotta get ready for that. So all right, guys, love y'all so much, and yeah, see you guys for the next one. Peace out. Love y'all.